Listen to him, motherfucker. He's talking.
It's the 40-Year-Old Boy Podcast with your friend Mike. It's the 40-Year-Old Boy Podcast that you like, 'cause it's free. Here he comes now, with Lily bunched up. It's gonna start.
See, the problem is I don't see it changing. For both of us, we sit there and it's scary, and you see the light fading, and you see things getting further out of your reach, and it's scary as fuck because you don't know what you're gonna do. Great.
I used to hold on to that.
I'm 6 years late.
I'm 8.
Hey, what's happening, Mike Schmidt, 40-Year-Old Boy Podcast. Was I running? I don't know if I was gonna do a sound check.
Let's not put that on the air.
I don't know. I'm not sure. Well, we'll see what happens. We'll see if that comes out in the editing or whatever. Because I don't even think I had it on. I don't think I had pressed record. But hey, I don't even have my earbuds in. I should probably have my earbuds in for this, right? That would be a thing. So we're here. We're in my apartment. I was worried we would not be in my apartment this week doing the recording. I was worried. First of all, all right, I'll tell you this. First of all, folks. Today is a mystery day at 40-Year-Old Boy Industries. Today is a mystery day, and it's I'm not sure if any of these mysteries are good or bad. I don't want to speak to them yet because you know what? That's the element of mystery about them. You don't know if they're good or bad. You don't know how they're going to turn out. Hold on, I'm trying to put my earbuds on. I'm trying to make the cords straight, dudes. I every time I do this, I picture people just staring at me and going, "Oh, wait a second, hold on." Oh, I got these in the computer. I got to put them in the microphone. Folks, please bear with me as I do technological nonsense, and I got to peel back the sock.
My favorite part about this was I was supposed to be here at 10. I was supposed to be here at 11. I showed up at 11:30. The studio is not set up ready for a record. You get your mail and you go through. You went through ads while we were sitting here.
Well, that mail is important stuff. Well, see, but again, that mail is frightening to both of us. We're both sitting here and we don't know what to do. We're contemplating the mysteries of the mail and the arrivals. Because here, all right, so Lily came and she's here, and we were going to do the show, right away. We're going to jump in. You're supposed to be here at 11. You got here late. Because she had a time, she had an evening, and she had and then she comes here and it looks like everything's going to be fine. And what does she do? She fucking World Series locker rooms at Dr. Pepper all over my goddamn kitchen.
I'm so pissed about that still. I'm wet still.
Well, of course, aren't we all? But there's nothing worse than in your own home. I mean, if you're at somebody else's house, who the fuck cares? But if you're at your house and you hear, you're like, oh fuck, no, I don't know how to mop. Did you just move that? You're very nice.
Yes, I did.
I kicked the metal thing.
That used to be there and you would kick it, and then I moved it out of the way, and now you're used to having foot space, dude.
See what you do as a producer? See what you do as a producer now? You don't.
I executive produce now.
That's who you are. You've moved upon the grunt work. Moved up over past the grunt work. Because I'll tell you what, last week apparently, let's talk about this, folks. I'm the de facto producer now. Like I go ahead and I sort through and I edit things.
Producer.
Oh, okay. I'll take that. I'll be a segment producer. How about that? I'll take that.
That would be just part of it. You're the line producer. You're the one that goes over everything before it finally.
It's the whole deal. I'm also a segment producer because I produce these segments that I then line. Well, hold tight. We can't. No mystery just yet. No opening. You can't open yet.
Not even addressed to me, and I want to open.
I know you keep touching it and flipping it around in your hands, and I'm telling you, I would not if I was you. We're sitting here, but first of all, we got the mail, and I have a letter here. And I'm not going to say that it's a viewer mail because I don't think these people are viewers or listeners. I got the mail because I have to meet Lily at the front door. So I go out there to help her and get her in the house. I have to pick her up and carry her. I help her. That's what I do. I had to go over, I throw a shawl on her, and I walk her in like fucking James Brown. And in the meantime, I had to check my mail. So I opened the thing, and for some reason, and look, I'm not a mail guy. I'm not that dude. But for some, I had 1,000 things of mail today. And I had grocery store ads, which Lily has mocked me for looking through. But I'll tell you what, I found there's an important thing in there. I was looking for yogurt and water. That's all I looked for, folks, because a plan has started today. I've ballooned up nicely, so I need to start eating for the week again and lose more weight. I mean, I'm lifting still, but I need to lose weight. So, what the fuck? I talk about that shit all the goddamn time. But I need to buy yogurt and water and stock my fridge. So I go looking for the ads because usually it's 10 for $10 on Chobani, 10 for $10 on a Faye, and that's what I like. I don't like a Dannon. I don't like an Oikos. Take those and fucking shove them, man. And actually, what did I try this week? I had like Barbarossa or some bullshit. I don't know. That sounds like a barbecue yogurt, but I tried it. And it claimed to be like a blackberry strawberry, but you know what it tasted like? A no-berry and a fucking no-berry. There was like no flavor at all, man. It was so bad. It just tasted, you know what? It just tasted thick and sour. And look, I'm sorry, I'm not in a glory hole porn. I don't want that taste in my mouth, for fuck's sake. I see that because I see, there's like, let's talk about it, folks. There's glory hole porn out there lurking. And in the worst part about the glory hole porn, the way it goes, it's, they lock a woman in a glory hole as if she were veal. You know what I mean? They just lock her in a porn booth. And instead of like shoving millet down her to get her liver all fattened up as if she were making foie gras, they just shove cocks in her mouth so she can make, I don't know, cock gras. I guess that's how you would look at it. Foie gras, cock gras. But the worst part is the filming. Like, here's my problem with glory hole porn. That's a phrase you don't hear often enough. Certainly not around the holidays. Here's my problem with it. In the doing, in the performing, in the shooting, in the after editing. You know what? This is a beef I would take up with the glory hole porn line producer. This is a guy I need to talk to. I need to talk to him next time I go to a line producers convention. I will seek out the glory hole porn line producer and ask him why he does this. Oh fuck! This is gonna be. Look, I'm warning you now. If you're a lady, turn off the goddamn iPod vagina right now. Pull it out. You don't want to hear this part. I'm guaranteeing it right now. And I look, there's controversy all over the place now. We've got James Dean in trouble. We've got all sorts of nonsense happening.
There's no controversy there. He's a horrible person.
James Dean is a terrible person? Do you know this? Do you know people having? Let's talk about this now. First of all, if I could throw your fucking phone out the fucking window.
I'm trying to find this person on Facebook.
Don't. We'll talk about it later. Put it down. No research. We'll figure. We got mysteries afoot, and we'll deal with those later.
Oh, those
Daphne.
kids.
Velma, put that phone down.
Velma, thank you.
I called you Daphne first.
Fucking Daphne.
You want to be Velma?
Velma.
I went. Oh, dude, I'll tell you this. This is.
Let's go back to glory hole porn.
Well, real quick, a couple weeks ago, I talked about. This is something I forgot to talk about. Or maybe I did. I might have mentioned this. Fuck, I might have talked about it. I don't know what the fuck I talk about, folks. But I did the worst comic books ever podcast, yes, or worst issues ever a couple of weeks ago with our friends Sean and Jen. And I was at the Comic-Con convention or the Comic Smash or whatever the fuck it was. And then afterwards I went to walk around. I think I didn't continue this. I didn't finish this story. I started to talk about it and the B Attack happened and we spun off to something else. But I walked through and there were food trucks. And then I walked into the cosplay section and Shatner was there. He's there like on a stage. And this made me laugh. I'm walking through. Okay. I didn't know Shatner was there. I fucking, you know what? I fucking shouldn't have said that first, because here's the thing. I'm walking and I'm looking and, I told you, I'm used to walking from Podfest and people recognize me. Well, I'm walking here and I'm not, everybody else is like, oh, look, it's Ultraman. But nobody's fucking talking to me. And I'm like, God damn it. I'm somebody. I'm special. So, I come around a corner and I see a line of people. Like it's the longest line I've seen. There are lines for people to get signatures, but then there's a fucking long ass line. And I look up and I see a familiar face, and I'm like, no way. Because, again, I'm not expecting to see anybody I know at Comic Smash or whatever the fuck it was. But I look up, and I see this frail, older gentleman, but I know immediately who it is. All right? And I'm just like, whoa. And I know that if I see him, I may see... So I turn my head, and I see... There, sure enough, is his wife. I see his wife right there. And then I look over, and I see their daughter. And I know you're all like, well, fucking who cares? I mean, who are these people? Well, what I saw in front of me was I saw Chekhov himself, Walter Koenig, directly in front of me, and he was about to sign autographs, and he's meeting and greeting people, and that's the fucking huge-ass line. So when I see him, I'm like, well, and there's his wife, certainly, and they've had me over for Thanksgiving at their house, so I know them. And then I went, well, I wonder if, and I turned my head, and there was Danielle Koenig right there with her son, Oliver, her and Jimmy Pardo's son, Oliver. And the last time I saw Oliver was at Erica Elliott and I went to the Kiss concert Because Kiss, they gave a promotional concert for a football game, and our friend Jamie, listener of the show, gave us tickets, and so I took Erica because Jill could not be in town. So we wound up going to that. You know what? You've been writing with a Sharpie, and I like now it's all sharpified in here. Like I totally smell it. It smells like I should be taking a test. So what this is a test of endurance for anybody listening. Let's be honest. So I see Danny and I see Oliver, and the last time I saw Oliver was with Jimmy at that Kiss concert, and I approached him, and he was very pleasant, but he was just like, yes, hello, and he's like, do you remember Mike? He's like, yes, and he was very nice. Not unlike. I would say that Oliver, when I met him at the Kiss concert, Oliver was very much like. I can't remember the name of the fucking actor, but the Gump's kid.
Right.
Yes, Mr. Gump. I'm Mr. Gump. Like just that very pleasant but clipped. And that's what Oliver was like. Yes, sir. It's nice to meet you, sir. He was like, yeah, I remember you. Like, but he was not forthcoming or frisky or friendly or, he's just very reserved. But then I see him at the Comic Smash. And I see Danielle, and I give her a hug, and we talk a little bit, and I tell her why I was there, and I said hi to Mr. Koenig and Mrs. Koenig, and I say hi to Oliver, and he's, first of all, I think he's in a little Deadpool suit, which is fucking awesome. And then he's like, really, he's talking. He's like out of his shell, crazily. He's a person. You know how you kids become people and you see it happen? Well, I've only seen, I don't associate, well, I'm not associate, but I don't hang out with Jimmy so much anymore. But when I see him and I'll see Oliver, it's funny to see the stages where they're becoming a person. And same thing happened with my godson, Val. He would be real reserved and quiet. And then all of a sudden, and now he, you go to his house, he's got a chicken mask on and he's holding an axe mop. You know what I mean? It's just fucking insane. So he's become this funny, self-contained kid. And Oliver was just gregarious, bordering on gregarious when I saw him. He's very nice, shook my hand. He's like, yeah, what's going on? I'm so excited. And it was really neat. So I saw them there. But the thing that made me laugh was, Walter was Chekhov in Star Trek. And there's this long line to see him. And it's, it's at a meet and greet and there's all these people. But then I go around the corner and there's a giant stage and Shatner's on it. And there's a ton of people. There's people watching him give a speech about some new bullshit cartoon that he made up. I don't know. Fucking Tech War, Space 2000. I don't fucking know. All I know is for a guy who hated Star Trek, he sure is gravy training the shit out of it. Good for him. But he's taught, but it made me, because even in my head, I just went, because I don't think Walter and William got along or do anymore. I don't know. This is my observation. I've not been told anything, but it did not appear to me that Walter had fond memories of a William Shatner. I don't know. I don't want to speculate.
Everyone said he was a dick.
Well, I've heard some of those things certainly, but not from those people. Whatever.
No,
but
everybody said he was just a dick on set. He thought he was the star, and everybody else was there, to be surrounding.
Right. But I will tell you. But I hated it for Walter because I'm like, Walter's there and he's got a huge line of people. He's doing a meet and greet. He's signing autographs and stuff. But I'm like, again, I'm sure he showed up and he saw on the Stan Lee chalkboard, William Shatner and Tech Fuck 2011. And he went, oh, fucking really? Really? Couldn't you have scheduled me on fucking Saturday? I mean, it's just, I have to think somewhere inside himself, he just went, yeah, why am I even in the same fucking building as this guy? I can't even. And I'm sure he tried to hit warp speed or whatever the fuck they do on that ship to get the fuck out of there, but it didn't work.
Why do you think he was just happy to show up and see his fans?
Because he's a bitter recluse like me.
Not everyone is like me.
He's an angry, furious man who doesn't understand that he's lost in the race of life like myself.
Are you very angry that William Shatner left you behind?
Well, who's to say he has? William? He comes out and talks on the show. I can't even do him.
You can't even do it anymore.
Hey, what's happening?
He was horrible on that show.
William Shatner, 77-year-old boy podcast. That's a guess, by the way, and the worst Shatner you're ever going to hear in your life. By the way, if you don't think I was doing the hands, you are sorely mistaken. You have to do them when you do Shatner. You have to use your hands. All right. I'm coming around on my Shatner.
So tell me more about the glory hole.
So I get there, I get there, and so I'm at the glory hole, right? I go to a glory hole, and a finger comes through, and I'm like, well, that obviously is someone who's interested in something that I'm not interested in. I don't know why it would even be in here. And then I look, and I realize it's not a finger. It's a pointed ear. There's no logic behind that. Spock glory hole? I just created a porn. Let's do it.
I think it's already been done.
What? A Spock in a glory hole? Bullshit. Don't fucking rain on my parade. I came up with that shit.
Some of the weirdest fan fiction I've ever read is fucking Star Trek fan fiction.
You know, there's like a fan fiction thing that just got funded on like Kickstarter or GoFundMe for Hannibal, and I guess it's Will Graham and Hannibal Lecter, and like they do gay stuff and then they eat people. I don't even know. I got no fucking clue. But a listener of the show is someone who is behind it, and because it started to come up in my Facebook feed, and I was like, what is this idea? And then I saw that someone who was a listener to the show and one of my friends on Facebook was one of the people who helped create this fan fiction publication. No, it was not. We will get to the mystery package. Don't hang tight.
We still got to finish James Dean. I made a list of things.
Oh, good. All right. Well, that's fine. But I will tell you this. This was what led me into all of this bullshit. So I get there and there's Walter and I say hi to him and I hug Danielle and I say hi to Oliver and I turn the corner and I go walking and then there's another huge long line and I don't even know this chick's name, but what's funny is a listener to the show who came to see me at the comic book thing goes, "Hey, I'm going to the cosplay room because this chick is there," and then when I come around the corner, there she is. And she's, one of those fucking Zoftig cosplay models who signs autographs. Like, I don't know if she's anybody else. I know she's famous for being everybody else. Does that make sense?
Yes.
Like, that's her deal. Like, one day she's like, "Ha, I'm a Thundercat." And the next day she's like, "Ha, I'm She-Ra." You know what I mean? And then she shows you her nipples and everybody walks away happy. You know, that
I
deal?
don't think that's exactly how it works.
Pretty close.
Okay.
Pretty goddamn close.
Okay.
But that's her whole deal is she's, "Ooh, I'm a sexy Woody Woodpecker." You know what I mean? Like, that's her deal. Like, she'll dress up like that and guys jerk off to it.
That is totally what I'm going to be next year.
Please do it.
I'm writing that down right now. Sexy Woody Woodpecker.
If you do that, I will dress as a gawking Wally Walrus.
Oh my god.
Wally Walrus.
I
Whoa.
love that if you don't think he's doing the hands right now, you're wrong.
Absolutely.
He's drilling the dimple as we speak.
Whoa. I'm a sexy Woody Woodpecker. All right, so that was Wally Walrus imitating Woody Woodpecker. I'm Wally Walrus. I'm a sexy Woody Woodpecker. All right.
I am hungry. Let's talk.
I like the slowed down. I like that slowed down laugh because he's like like that, but I like ha. All right, that's the song. I'm not going to do the song.
Much sexier when it's slow.
With the finger in the dimple,
Finger in
certainly.
the dimple, too.
Pointed ear and dimple. Forget about it. Now you're talking. Now we got a party. If somebody came up and just spocked me right in the dimple, holy Jesus,
Fuck me in the dimple.
I would fucking live long and prosper. I would live long, prosper, and come right in my jeans. Come up and spock my dimple.
I'm Irish. Spock me in my dimple.
Oh, I tell you what, laddie. You're not one person unless you're getting spocked in the dimple. Things aren't right in the world unless your dimple's full of a Spock. All right. You Spock sucker? Oh, come over and spackle my dimple with your Spocker. All right. So, I don't know who that dude is. I like that guy. I like that Irish pervert. I just invented an Irish pervert guy who comes up with a bunch of euphemisms. Ho. I'd like to four-leaf your clover. He's like a pirate. I like doing that. I'm going to do that voice the whole fucking show. How terrible would that be? Oh, I'd like to Irish your spring. Why don't I cut your soap? No.
Wow.
Yeah. I don't know. He just branched off into somebody else.
I don't know. He just turned into like Johnny Carson.
I don't know. All right. So come over and spock my dimple. Spock me dimple. So she's the whole point is I come around and there's fucking, parade float cosplay chick and she's like, she's Zoftig. She's a,
Wow, parade float?
well,
Really?
because, you know why? Because she's all tarted up and dressed up in a crazy outfit. That's what I meant. I didn't mean like she's gigantic, but she is linebacker-esque. I'm not going to lie to you.
Linebacker-esque is my next burlesque show.
I like it. Do it. Just get a bunch of chicks with...
Get on GoDaddy and see if linebacker-esque.
Let me punch it up here. You just everybody get a fucking 3-point stance and get wide-shouldered broads to take their clothes off. I like it. This is a good plan. Yeah, no, that's in. It's in. Dude, all right, here, do this. Book linebacker-esque. I swear to God. No, listen to me.
No.
Listen to me. And I have a great idea.
Sure.
I guarantee listeners are going to go, this is a brilliant idea. If you do linebacker-esque, Okay? You have to get Egypt Black Nile to be Lawrence Taylor, and I will be Joe Theismann, and she can fake break my leg in a fucking sketch, in a dance routine.
Jesus Christ.
It's fucking beautiful. Don't even pretend it isn't. All right, so...
Only if she really breaks.
Dude, I want to get Theismann by Egypt Black Nile. How fucking great. She does like a weird somersault and then just comes down and smashes my leg in fucking half. And then the next thing you know, I'm changing my name from Theismann to Theismann. He did that, right?
Can we talk about
Not yet. No mystery package yet. Hold on to it. But so anyway, so fucking Zoftig McDressup she's Daphne. Daphne. I just made her Zoftig Daphne. Come and Scooby my do. Oh, I'll mystery your machine, lass. Oh, gosh. No, I threw a little Popeye in there. So she was dressed up as Daphne.
Okay.
And that's why when I called you Daphne, it made me think of that, and that's how we spun off into this nonsense. And folks, if you're ever looking for the root, this is the square root of that dumb shit we just did. The square root of it is me calling her Daphne, and that's how we spun off. That's where a cloud of bees emerged and swooped all over the nation because I called her Daphne and went, oh, here's something I never talked about once. And look at all the fun we got out of it. We found the Irish pervert. We got Spock at a glory hole. We got all that fun.
The Irish pervert.
The Irish pervert. Is that the name of the show? God damn it. I almost want that to be the name of the show. Dude. I'll mulligan your stew. No. Oh, look at you, lass. You're a strapping young lass, aren't you? Oh, why did you Spock my shillelagh? All right, so what are you looking for? Scissors? No, hold tight on that package. So we were talking about something else.
Glory hole porn.
Oh, we can't. No, I can't go into glory hole porn. Although, you know what? I did tell people to turn the show off because I was going to say something about glory hole porn, and I probably should just finish that thought since I warned everybody. No, there's glory hole porn. And it's what they do is, like I said, they take a woman and they lock her in a porn booth like veal. But instead of, or like a duck, like they're making foie gras, but instead of pouring grain down her throat, they pour seeds down her throat. Does that make sense? I think it does. You know what I'm talking about.
I don't understand.
You don't?
Can you explain that
Let me
more
get a
for
schematic. I will show you this, and then we will talk about
What do you
the...
mean by seed?
So, but the problem is, it's like, you know, the girl's got to go like kind of two-fisted because there's double glory holes, and then she's got to turn around and go back and forth. But here's the problem I have is with the line producing.
Here's the problem.
Here's the real problem. Look, well, because she's made that choice. All right, look, you know, it's not like she said, "Hey, I'm here for the waitressing job," and the next thing you know, she's got a mouthful of cock. I mean, that does not happen. Well, it happens sometimes, I'm sure. But I'll tell you what, at the end of that, you wind up with the managing job, not the waitressing job.
One can hope.
You could show up for the waitressing job and get a mouthful of cock. I guarantee at the end of it, you will not have a waitressing job. Try it. Go and apply for a waitressing job and then wind up with a mouthful of cock. And then at the end of it, just go, there's no way I'm a waitress though, right? And the guy's going to be like, nope, absolutely not. You'll be like that fucking chick at McDonald's and they made strip because they said the cops were on the phone. You ever see that fucking story?
Yes.
Dude, look, I don't pretend to know all the facts. I mean, sure, I read the Wikipedia page every morning, but what if I did? What if I was obsessed with the case? Oh, man, I have to, you know why? Because I want to figure out how to do it. Just, oh, my God. I want to go to a McDonald's drive-thru and go with a cell phone. Hey, I got the cops on the phone. They need you to take your top off, like, right now. Oh, and give me an apple pie. Yeah, take that. I got the cops on the phone, lass. They said you got to unleash your potatoes and get me an apple pie. I like the Irish pervert. I'm not going to lie to you. I am a fan.
I think it should be a whole podcast.
If I ever came up with an IPA, it would be called that. And because it works perfect, because it would be Irish pervert ale. If I had like an IPA, it would be Irish pervert ale and IPA.
You know what I'm getting you for Christmas?
What's that?
One of those beer making kits.
A little homebrew action.
And then you can make your own Irish pervert ale.
I'll make an IPA.
People.
An IPA named IPA.
Oh.
God damn it. Look at this. Look at the Mobius strip I just invented. Hey, you want an IPA? Sure. What's it called? IPA. Pardon me? Yeah, I'd like one. Why not? Would you like an IPA? Well, I would like an IPA. Okay, well, I've got an IPA.
Kickstarter. Let's do it right now.
Let's kickstart IPA.
Kickstart an IPA.
Hey, you know that guy who hates beer? He wants to make one.
Wouldn't stop other people.
I don't know. I got a Wisconsin girlfriend. I think that qualifies me to make beer. That's it. I've been around enough of it. It's in my veins. It's in my bones. It's in my bones.
So anyway, tell me more about the glory hole.
It's interesting you would ask about that. Folks, I go to the corners of the internet that you won't go to just so I can tell you about them. See? That's what I do. That's the kind of fella I am. By the way, you may be at those corners of the internet. I may be late to the party. I may be late to the glory hole porn party. I don't know. I stumbled into it. You know why? Because I Googled Glory because I wanted to read some stuff about Matthew Broderick and his starring role in that film. And the next thing you know, because what I Googled was I said, did Glory put a hole in Matthew Broderick's resume? And then boom, that came up. And you'd be surprised how many variations there are on Ferris Bueller Six's Cock in a Wall. Like, you'd be very shocked by that. I could blow 10 guys in a glory hole. I'd still have to bum rides off of people.
Just quit now.
Done?
We're done for this.
I want to. Do you know how badly I want to? So, hi, I'd like to zig your Sputnik. Let's talk about this.
No.
Let's talk real quick. Oh, I'll get to it. But, because I mentioned Zig Sputnik because that song sticks in my head from that scene. Shoot him up. It's so of a time. Yes. Okay, when you hear it. And every time I hear it, I see Matthew Broderick singing, like doing in the shower with his fucking hair in a mohawk. The scene where he turns it up and you see the fucking throbbing lights, shoot it up, and you're like, oh my, because I mean, it's a great fucking song. Yeah. It just is. But it's so 80s and it's so of that time. And it immediately takes me into that fucking movie, which I wonder if they as artists want, you know what I mean? Like, is he like, I really want people to think of Matthew Broderick in the shower? Because Tony, that dude thought he was fucking somebody, you know what I mean? Because he was in Generation X with Billy Idol, right? And then he split off and he made Zig Sputnik happen. And then they had the one song. And they may have had other songs. I don't know. Fucking talk to a punk dude. But I mean, I know.
Anyway.
Well, no, it's important. What are you talking? Don't do that shit to me. Dave does that shit to me. Dave said that to me one day. He's like, hey, I just
want to open.
I know you do. But fucking Max will do that to me. He'll be like, hey, man, we don't have to hear 7 minutes about soap. And I'm like, yes, we do. Otherwise, there's no fucking show. But I'm getting to something with this point. What the fuck is the name of that song? Because all I can think was dung, 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 shoot it up.
Yeah, I don't remember the name of it either right now.
Here goes Milo, Rocky Red. All right. So it's I can't believe I can't pull the name of the song.
It'll come.
Hopefully, and so will the story about the glory hole, and won't we all? So I think of that because I have just recently, and you will attest to this. I don't watch American Horror Story. I don't watch any of them. I don't watch American Horror Story Post Office. I don't watch American Horror Story fucking Corner Store. I haven't seen any of them. All right. And then Jill, the lovely Jill, was like, hey, do you think we should start watching American Horror Story? Because I've heard like a lot of cool things about it. And I said, well, we can set it up to tape it. I'll tape it at your place and my place. And when we'll give it a shot at some point. So it premiered 2 months ago or something like that. So I did the first 4 here at my house. Now, as you know, folks, my DVR is chock full of people making donuts. So I'm always looking for room. And as a matter of fact, when Lily came in today, I said, hold on. I said, I came home last night after Ubering and I fucking passed out asleep in my chair. And I was supposed to do a bunch of DVR Rubik's Cube bullshit where I was supposed to move some shit around because I've got more stuff taping today.
White men's problems.
There are people making wedding cakes at all hours of the day and I have to tape it and watch them do it. So I had to juggle some DVR stuff when she came in today. I had to get rid of a couple of Perry Masons. I had to get rid of a couple of Family Guys because I got some Chopped and I got some Holiday Baking Championships and some Cake Wars. I got all that stuff coming in. So I don't know, 3 weeks ago, maybe, I texted Lily and I go, hey, is American Horror Story Hotel any good? Like, should I be watching this? Because Jill and I we were taping it on either coast. But I'm making room on my DVR. Now, because I know she's taping it at her place. So if I'm there, I can check it out. So here, I wanted to find if I could make some room. And Lily wrote me and she said, it's not as good as the other ones, but it's sexy and gory and hot. And those are buzzwords for me. Certainly, I'm on board with that. But in my head, I went, well, it's not as good. And I really want to tape 7 hours of Kojak. And so I wound up whacking American Horror Story Hotel.
That's funny.
This new vibrant show that people talk about.
Kojak.
To leave literally for Kojak and people making donuts. And hockey. Here's something I'll do. It's so stupid. I'll tape like 4 hockey games a night. And then I'll come on and I'll just fast forward to them to watch the goals and the fights. Why? I could go online and see what happened, but I just do it because it's like because it keeps me from having to do anything that would make me successful. So, I wind
We
up.
all have our rituals.
Yes, we do. So I whacked them all. I got rid of them.
Sorry to hear that.
I agree with you. So I go to Wisconsin last week to spend Thanksgiving with the lovely Jill, and I'm in our place, and she says, "Hey, can we watch one of those American Horror Stories?" And I said, "Yeah, we can do that. Because we have a ton of movies and a bunch of other stuff to watch." And I said, "Well, yeah, but let's do that because then we can know that if we should keep taping it, if we like it or we don't like it." So I watch the first episode of American Horror Story Hotel, and I will. There's going to be spoilers and stuff. There's going to be spoilers, and I apologize. But Kathy Bates is in it, and Wes Bentley is in it. Now, let me say something to you about Wes Bentley right now. In watching the show, when he walked in my head, because I remember Wes Bentley, of course, from our American Beauty. By the way, Thora Birch, right?
Yes.
The giant rack, and she's really good in that movie. She's only like 16 in that scene. She's topless in that scene, and she's 16. That's technically American Beauty is child porn. And it's funny because Kevin Spacey in it is lusting after a cheerleader, but there's actually a naked 16-year-old in the fucking movie. And then if you read anything on Thora Birch, her fucking parents have spun off the goddamn planet. I mean, they're just like Shia LaBeouf's parents, where they're like, "Hey, wouldn't it be awesome if we raised our son in a van and let him sleep in a glove compartment for a year? That would teach him, right?" Like fucking Shia LaBeouf's mom, isn't she like a shaman or some nonsense? And the same thing with like Thora Birch's parents. They're like, "Hey man, we're just like independent filmmakers. You know what we did? Here's what we did. We went to Wyoming and it snowed, and we just trained a camera in the yard to watch the snow melt. We made a 47-hour documentary about the loss of life and the end of innocence." Oh my God, hang yourselves, motherfucker! Because you know what it all wound up you doing? Telling your daughter to take her shirt off in front of fucking Wes Bentley in a goddamn movie. So yeah, you have a question?
You have 8 hours of Kojak and people making donuts, and you're upset about them about making a film about, the meaning of life.
Because I don't have a daughter to ruin. I tell you what, if I tape that and I get a daughter, you know what happens? She and I on the weekend, we make pastries together and we have a good time. She doesn't take her fucking shirt off on the set with fucking Kevin Spacey and Chris Cooper going, "Nyang, nyang, nyang." By the way, I don't want to cast aspersions on Oscar winners and think they would make curly noises when they saw a naked girl. I don't want to be, well, Spacey doesn't, but
Spacey does.
Chris Cooper might.
Spacey's awesome. He's insane.
Yeah, but he's not a naked girl type of guy.
Well, no, but
I saw.
that's why he was going yang yang.
It went completely different. He meant it in a different way. Cooper was like, "Ngang, ngang, ngang," and Spacey's like, "Ngang." I love the fact that both of them default to curly noises, no matter what. Spacey and Cooper, just fucking, that's how they do it. That's how they react to anything. Just like, whoop, 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 whoop. Hey, Kevin, have you seen the new script? You seen the sides for House of Cards? Whoop, 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 whoop. Dude, Spacey's at the commissary and he's fighting with his soup. Gorgeous. Chris Cooper, he shows up to run lines and he can't get the scene right, and he's like, "You know what? Play that Weasel tune." Then he gets the scene right. That's how it works. These two guys dedicated their life to Jerome Howard. I fucking love it. Chris Cooper and Kevin Spacey, they love curly from way back. But yeah, no, Spacey's not looking at a naked girl and going, "Ngang, ngang, ngang." No, not at all. He is. I saw him. I fucked the shit out of a friend of mine once, man. That was fucking crazy. It was awesome because we were basking in the glow of Kevin Spacey and his fucking coolness. But the ticket to that was our friend getting eye raped, unfortunately. Oh, man. It was me and my buddy Russ and this guy. I won't say his name just in case he doesn't want it out there.
I want to know who got eye raped.
Well, he was... we were meeting because we had a script to pitch. Like Russ and I had created this like web series idea, and we liked it. We thought it was funny, so we met with our friend who had money and possibly funding and backing. We thought this is back in the Wild West days. This is like literally like 2000 when people were like, "Oh, the internet's going to be amazing and change everything in the world." I can't wait till everybody gets a contract from Pop.com. And then or what was the other one? The fucking where it turned out they were just raping kids. What was that one?
Oh yeah, I remember that one.
Yeah, it's like because I honestly wanted to. I was like, "Oh man, I'll pitch some stuff over there," and I'm like, "No, you can't. You're not a 13-year-old boy, so they're not interested in anything you have to say." Because that was literally they were just like, "Hey, do you have feathered hair, but only on your head? Then we'll talk to you. So go ahead and come on in. We don't want to get any other hair in our teeth if you know what we're talking about. So we'll take a look at your video package." But so we went to a bakery, like a La Poubelle bullshit bakery or whatever the fuck. By the way, I don't know why I said La Poubelle because I wanted to say
But that's the one on Franklin.
Right. But also because the name La Poubelle popped into my head because fucking Benny the Jet Arcades was a hitman named Felix La Poubelle in Grosse Point Blank, and that's why it was stuck in my head. And I said,
because you know the Poubelle twins.
Well, I was going to say La Meridian. Like I was going to say, but I went La, and my mouth automatically went Poubelle. I can't say La without adding a Poubelle at the end of it, which is why I was terrible in The Sound of Music. Do, a deer, a female deer, Ray, a drop of golden sun, me, a name, I call myself, Fa, a long, long way to run, La Poubelle. All right, so. Anyway, you know who really enjoyed The Sound of Music? The Irish Pervert. Fa! I'm obsessed with Ireland now because I have Conor McGregor in my brain. He's this UFC fighter and he's Irish and he fucking talks shit and he's a great fighter and he's hysterical and he's so good on the mic. I have a crush. All right, so we were talking about a million different things. Where were we?
If I know at this point, being irate by Kevin Spacey.
My friend and I and this other guy, and we're pitching the idea over fucking croissants, and we're pretending we're in the business and we're not. Clearly, we are not. Russ has gone on to be in the business. I, however, still on the fringes, lurking. I'm still imitating an Irish pervert in my living room and calling it something, calling it art. Art. That's what I'm calling it. So the three of us, we see Spacey and he sits down, and it couldn't be more Spacey. He's just got a fucking blazer and.
I like that you did that with jazz hands.
I had to. He couldn't be more Spacey, and he's got the blazer, but he's just because this is right around fucking 7 and Swimming with Sharks and Usual Suspects. I mean, this is peak Spacey. Now, some of you might argue that now House of Cards and that stuff is peak Spacey. And I would argue this. All time is peak Spacey. There's never been a moment when Spacey wasn't the fucking greatest. Ever. I fucking worship Kevin Spacey. So he was clearly checking out Steven the entire time we were eating. And behind, fucking $8,000 sunglasses. He looked impeccable. He looked like a thought bubble with a dollar sign in it. I mean, it was just fucking awesome. And so then we were pitching and stuff. And we were a flutter. Where I was like, oh my God, Kevin Spacey. Oh my God. And we finished our pitch meeting and we decided that none of our ideas were good and there was no money for them anyway. We had a fist fight over who would pay for the croissants. That's how fucking broke we all were. In retrospect, let's all decide never to speak of this ever again. All right, fantastic.
I'm glad you're bringing it up on a podcast.
Is there any way we can pawn this check over on Spacey? That would be fantastic. What could we do to get him to pay for our croissants? Seems to like Steven. Steven I just saw Steven's name in my phone book like a week ago, and I'm like, oh, I wanted to call him and just go, hey, remember that idea we had that you hated? He didn't hate it. He loved us. He was super cool. But he was crazy good looking. Like he was that dude. He just looked like the crease in a fucking $5,000 suit pair of pants. I mean, he was that good looking dude. So he just looked crisp. He you know what he looked like? You ever see somebody getting dressed in a tuxedo and then they throw they straighten the tux on their shoulders? That was the oral equivalent of what Steven looked like. A rich person putting on a tuxedo. That noise, that crisp fucking lines, dude. Maybe I Spacey'd the shit out of Steven. What the hell? Steven, I got to pitch out an idea about some glory hole porn. Why don't you meet me over there? You go in the other room. It'll make much more sense if we discuss it like this. Do me a favor, Spock my Dimple, and then we'll get out of here with this idea. So we get up to leave from the table, and we had to stop to talk to Spacey. We just had to say something. Yeah. So we walk over, and he.
All three of you together?
Yes, of course. Well, but we're behind Steven. Like, please make no mistake.
You put the good-looking guy first.
I lifted Steven up in front of me as if he were a riot shield, and I approached Kevin Spacey, just so he didn't call the cops and have me thrown in the clink. Because this is also peak Schmidt. This is like Planet Schmidt. This is fucking fat guy, solar system, big fucking dude who's only wearing black all the fucking time. I mean, I looked like a one-man Columbine. Literally, it was just fucking terrible. Just a fat dude in fat black sweaters and fat sweats and a fat black cloud over his head that he still keeps to this day. And I fucking walk over and I got, I hold Steven in front of me like, Mr. Spacey, look at this pretty thing. Can I tell you how great you are? It was just that. And Spacey just he crossed his legs in a way I've always wished I could. Like, does that make sense? Because I'm fat, so I mean, when I cross my legs, it looks like I'm about to put you in a wrestling hold. I mean, it just looks I look like Chief J Strongbow. It's just so fucking bad. But he, let's put it this way, he's the kind of guy who before he crosses his legs, he grabs the knee of his pants and pulls the cuff up a tiny bit and just, oh, I can't do that shit. Not at all. Are you fucking kidding me? If I would do that, I would tear a hole in the knee of my pants and I would pull the fucking hamstring. I just can't. There's something about my legs. I can't get them that gently crossed. I have to fucking really grab my ankle and just fucking go Strangler Lewis and pull the fucking thing over my head. It's fucking awful. So, yeah, literally, I when I cross my legs, I look like Ric Flair going for a victory. That's all I'm doing. Every time I'm sitting in a chair and I cross my legs, before I do, I should look out at everybody and just go, now we're going to school. But Spacey, every movement, elegant, everything, just fucking velvet. The guy is just a king's cape. I mean, he was so fucking perfect. He just, there's a song by Hole. And is it Awful? I think it's the song Awful. And she talks about he tastes like candy, he's so beautiful. Yeah. It's Kevin Spacey. He tastes like candy, he's so beautiful. Because I just saw him and I was like, oh, and just in person too. He had that, and he also had the disaffected air of coolness, but he still looked at us in a way like we were the only people who existed, and by us I mean Steven. He just. Yeah, it was clearly, it was like he was looking at a hand with a gorgeous wedding ring on it, surrounded by all thumbs. That's what me and Russ were. So we walk over and we're like, hey, Mr. Spacey, we apologize. And drinking, cappuccino out of an impossibly tiny cup. And it may have been just like a thimble. It was like the finest Chinese fucking porcelain. He picked it up and sipped it with a noise that made angels sing. You know what I mean? He's that dude. And I'm surprised there's like women just throwing rose petals in the air. And then the men came in and they threw rose petals in the air and the women quietly skulked out because they realized they weren't wanted or needed. So we walk over and we're just like, Mr. Spacey, we just wanted to, and Russ and I both are just like, Mr. Spacey, we just have to tell you, swimming with sharks, unbelievable. It doesn't get the respect that we thought. And it was one of the few times I've gushed. Like I've always tried to maintain some sort of decorum, but I guess I felt because there were three of us, I could gush and just be okay with it, and he also, he lent himself to gushing because he first of all, he soaked it all up sponge wise. And also he didn't engage us. He was observing us and he was looking at us and he was listening with that Spacey smile on his face. But you could clearly see, like behind his sunglasses, he was just staring at Steven. Like I like to think that he didn't hear a word we said. Like he had no idea that we were there. He was able to tractor beam it on Steven while these two baboons fucking showed their red ass and told him how great he was and didn't fucking, he just did not, it was like, it was as if he had the glass slipper and Steven was Cinderella and then we were the two stepsisters just going, what about us? What about us? You're so great. And he listened to us politely and he was very nice, but he had that look on his face the whole time. But he looked like he wanted to just pick Steven up and swallow him. Like it was just that thing where it was great. It was this, because it was so him. It was so, he was in firm control of the whole thing. And it made me wonder that if we weren't there and if he hit on Steven, if Steven would have gone, yeah, you know what? I might jump the fence for this one. Why not? Because he had kind of that aura. He had me thinking about it. Not that he wanted to sleep with a Volkswagen, but still. I don't know what he had in mind, but I'm like, yeah, sure. You know what, Kevin? I got a thing I want to pitch you. Come over to this booth. I'm going to get you. Well, you go in the other booth, and I'll be in this booth. It's going to work out better that way. Now, Spock my Dimple, Spacey. So, yeah, are you going to write that down? You know, it's funny. I was going to tell you to write that down, but I didn't want to be greedy. So we wound up talking to him, and he was gracious and lovely and very nice to us. But he never took his eyes off Steven, not once. He took him in a way, he drank him in. I mean, it was really great. I mean, it was fun to watch happen. and fun to imagine later that it was me as I jerked off. Oh, I wish John Doe loved me that much. I wish John Doe loved me that much.
And if you don't think he wasn't doing that,
Oh my God, those hands were moving. I wish John Doe loved me that much.
I like there's an extra little shake at the last end of it. It's like jack, 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 shake. Do that again.
Well, you go like that, and then you do that number. Yeah.
Most people just go like this.
No.
No. When they're airing it, most people don't go into the,
Oh no, I go the whole route. No, you got to know what happens from beginning to
Wait
end.
a minute. I think I need to find this.
I'm sure you do.
No, I don't.
All right.
No, I don't.
Well, I got to get that last little shot at you.
Oh Christ.
So how do we even get into Spacey? I don't even fucking know. I've actually met Spacey twice. Let's put it this way: I have not met Spacey twice. I've run into Spacey twice. Once we met him right there with Steven, and then the other time I was leaving. I told this story. Did I tell this story on here? I was leaving the. I was leaving the ArcLight, or not the ArcLight, the Man's Chinese, and the Roosevelt's right across the street, and we had parked in the bank, the bank across the street from Man's. So we were crossing the street, and as we crossed the street, we look over, and at the Roosevelt, parked right there is a car, and there, I don't know if I should say this.
Why not?
Well, I don't know. Well, I mean, I guess it's not a secret, right? Or maybe it is.
What?
Is it? Well, let's put it this way. I've said it a bunch already. What the fuck? Well, I mean, he was fucking tonsils deep in some guy, and my favorite part of it was there was no pretense, no hiding it. No, he was right there at the Roosevelt, and he and this young Asian dude but here's the best part. You know what? It looked like they really liked one another. It wasn't like a wham bam situation. Like he didn't flip this guy over or anything like that nonsense. I mean, they were like wrapped as if you were, when you wrap your arms around each other and you just kind of stare in each other's eyes. And they were doing that and talking, and then they'd just make out a little bit, and then they'd stare and talk, and then they'd make out a little bit, and then they'd really kind of make out and go at it and stuff, and then they'd pull apart and keep staring at each other. And then and by that time it had been an hour and a half, and I had to get in my car and go home. So I won't lie, I watched a bit. I mean, I went into the parking lot and I was like, oh my God, I wish John Doe would make out with me like that. I wish John Doe would make out with me like that. John Doe. I don't even know how we got here.
You were watching American Horror Story.
You know what? That show. So there's a Wes Bentley. I wanted to talk about was Wes Bentley from American Beauty. That's how we spun off. Wes Bentley, when I see him come on screen, I'm sure Wes Bentley's an attractive man. He's all lines and angular. Everybody in that show is all lines. There's a great scene where, spoiler alert, where Gaga throws out the other dude and takes the model and turns him, and the one dude goes, "You do have a type," and I'm just like, "Yeah," because that guy looks just like you, motherfucker. Yeah. It was perfect. Because you're thinking that all the dudes look exactly the same in this fucking show, but Wes Bentley looks like John Hamm with Down syndrome. He really does. He really does. Or like with autism or something like that weird, because he's really good looking in a weird way that's not John Hamm, because John Hamm just looks like Superman. I mean, let's be honest. But fucking Wes Bentley looks like John Hamm, but through a funhouse mirror. Like it's just, yeah. But he's still really good looking and all angles and clean, but just he looks enough like John Hamm to where you go, the fuck happened to John Hamm? You know what I mean? But he comes in the first scene, and then there's this, so the reason I was so I watch American Horror Story Hotel with the lovely Jill, and I will get to content in a second, but I will just tell you this: when the show ended, we looked at each other, and I go, "That was fucking great, right?" And she goes, "Oh my God, that was the greatest! Like I loved it." And so luckily we've been taping it. So at her house, she's got all of them, and it's here on demand too.
How many have you watched now?
We've watched the first two.
Okay.
So the last one we just saw was. We just found out who March is. So we just saw Kathy Bates spill to Wes Bentley at the bar everything that the guy who built the hotel is and what he's done.
It's interesting because, spoiler alert!
Spoilers!
It's interesting because much as I enjoy serial killers, and as much as I enjoy, vampires and blood play and fantasy, and as much as I enjoy, American Psycho, this series is not working for me as well.
Really?
No, it peaked really fast for me.
Okay.
So I'm like, I'm current right now, and I'm just like, yeah, I don't
Well,
know that I care.
I was surprised. I will admit, I'm still fully on board. I love it. But I was surprised at what happened in the second episode. That already that guy got the boot and the model took his place, and I was like, whoa, that seems like, because now you're just like, well, obviously that guy's going to be the one who.
You've never watched any of the other American Horror Stories.
True.
Okay. The whole thing is you think it's going one way, it goes another way, it all wraps up at the end, and it's all tied together to other series.
Yeah.
So I mean, it's interesting that way, but it also lets you foreshadow a lot of stuff because things are going to come back around, and and so it lets you kind of go, oh, this is going to end that way, isn't it?
Well, that's the first thing I immediately thought. I go, well, this is the guy who brings Gaga down and brings down the whole Enterprise because he kicked her out, and obviously he's going to be the catalyst for any bad things that happen going forward, and it's only episode 2. So I'm like, well, that seems weird that you would show your hand so early, but that makes me think that obviously that's not the hand, but we'll see. But now we want to now watch all of them, of course. Stylistically, it's fucking beautiful.
It's a wonderful show, and that's why I've loved it from beginning, but oddly enough, this is my least favorite of all of the series.
Well, right now it's my most favorite.
Yeah, well,
because I have not seen the others.
But again, it comes in with sex and gore and all of the things that make you go, this is going to be fantastic, and sucks you in that first episode.
That's what I'm going to talk about because, like I said, when I hear Zig Zig Sputnik, Love Missile F-111. Yeah, that's the name of the song. Yeah. When I hear that, it takes me to Ferris. You hear certain songs, they take you to certain places. Well, I will never, ever, ever hear I Want to Tear You Apart again without seeing that scene in my head. Yeah. Ever. And the second and it kicked in and I went, because I love that song. I mean, it's a song I love anyway. And it starts to play, and then the ding, 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 and you see them getting ready, and it's all this fetishized, them, and we laugh. We've seen only 2 episodes.
Porn.
Oh my God!
That show is fucking fashion porn.
We laughed because both Jill and I we were laughing, and I looked at her at one point, and I go, I don't think she's going to wear the same thing twice in this entire series, and she goes, she's not. There's no way she is.
You're right. I mean, as you watch it, there is never even a flashback to another scene with her.
It's awesome. It's just we're talking about Lady Gaga.
Is Lady Gaga's fucking clothes, and
they went up to her and they said, "Hey, would you want to do this show where you get to wear just the most fucking unbelievable outfits in the world?" And because the one that made us say that, the one that is when she goes out by herself, and she's wearing that red flowing thing, and she hides behind the white pillar, and she looks at the other couple, and it's all colors and contrast. I mean, it's just fucking beautiful.
The cinematography, the imagery, the fashion, all of it is fantastic. But for me, it's become, the moment that song started to play during the scene for me, I went, of course they chose this. And that made me angry because a lot of it is so blatantly obvious now. The thing that I loved about Ferris Bueller is it was all music from current times. What American Horror Story does, and a lot of the other stuff, is they cherry pick pop culture now as opposed to creating pop culture.
See, but I hear that point. Mm-hmm. However, isn't there something to be said for the fact that that character is stuck in the decadent 70s and 80s, and so of course she would play a record of that. I mean, because again, they play vinyl. That's another thing. They're almost like hipster vampire people, and they're stuck and frozen in amber in the 80s and the 70s. Because even the hotel,
I guess,
I think the whole prevailing theme that I'm getting so far, I've only seen 2 episodes, is that modern life is now infringing on over 100 years of her living the way she wanted to be, and now she's being forced to change.
More about her as well.
Well, good.
But that I don't want to say anything because I don't want you to know. But
right.
Yes and no.
I see. Okay.
But again, for me, it's like when I listen to all of the what's his face, that did Ferris Bueller and all of the films.
John Hughes.
When I watched John Hughes films, those were created memories that he created pop culture.
Right.
It is this merging of, I call it the Andy Warhol of everything, where they draw from every pop reference they can to create a new pop reference, and they haven't really created anything. And that was Andy's point, but people are now using that as though that's how you create pop culture, and it drives me crazy. And so that's why I'm saying it's my least favorite of the episodes so far.
But you know that is coming now to this aesthetic with shows, like you said, because pop culture eats itself. We know that, and with because like when Letterman changed comedy, you know, it was the comedy of irony, and then everything became ironic, and everybody had a smirk, and everybody was like, pff, whatever, you know, and it just and and then even the bad versions of it got popular, and you're like, oh no, that's not, you know, just we don't need to all do that.
Well,
I mean,
people think the Onion is real as opposed to irony.
There was actually a great article at Splitsider this week about how the Onion, and I know we'll agree to disagree. You don't like the Onion.
No.
I love it. I think it's brilliant. But all these other Clickhole and all these other places, you know, they're aping the Onion, but there's some that are so subtle. They're doing it on purpose to get clicks and get people outraged and go viral with these stories, and people don't realize they're fake.
Yeah.
Like there was one this week about it said Obama. I don't know, something about Obama said that all Christians were going to be put in camps, but it was it looked like a real byline and it looked like a headline. And so people freak out, and then all the conservative idiots share it. Same thing with when they say something about a conservative, all the liberal idiots share it, and everybody gets all outraged over fucking nothing.
But
and
again,
then
that's why it pisses me off, because they're not idiots. They're people who are being made to be idiots.
which is true. Those are directly written to fool people. It's not satire.
It's not written to be satire.
No.
It's written to fool people.
It's-
I'm like, that's fucking.
it's the written-
Punked. Everything is, and I do.
It's the written
Get off my lawn!
It's the written comedy equivalent of somebody going, "Hey, look," and you look down at your shirt and they flip you in the nose.
That's exactly what it is.
Yes. And so it can be frustrating, you know, when you
It's not even.
but the Onion is not that, and that's I will fight you to death on it.
hate the Onion.
I know you do, but you're wrong. So when that song kicked in, dude, I was sold, and no matter what they're going to give me the rest of the way, I will tell you what, I came home because I watched it by her place, and we deleted it, and I immediately regretted deleting the show at her place because I just wanted to watch that scene over and fucking over. Over the next couple days, she and I kept talking about it. I go, that scene is ridiculous. I mean, you know, they meet them at the cemetery and they come for the four-way, and then the stuff happens, and also, you know, you're fucking hard at the end of it. I mean, because it's not just the song and whatever the stylistic, but it was sexy as fuck. And I mean,
It was foreplay.
Yes.
It was porn foreplay. It was sex porn. It was clothing porn. It was. I mean, it was just
all of it. It was beautiful. It was beautiful,
And
and I'm
that's
just
what I'm saying. The first episode was fucking and I mean, there's an episode later. Spoiler alert.
for me too.
Yes.
Ah,
There's an episode later where they deal with a lot of serial killers. 'Cause
Okay.
This whole episode is about serial killers. That's
Right.
all it's about. It's about the Cecil Hotel here in Los Angeles. Is what it's based off of. These are all things I've studied forever, and I was like, how can you make me hate serial killers when it's something I'm fascinated with?
all right. Well,
It
that's
really,
unfortunate.
Yeah.
Well, I'll look forward to that. To hating the thing you hated or liking the thing you hated.
But I will say there are 3 performances in the episode that deals with all of the serial killers, and you'll know what it is when you get there.
Yeah.
That I just went, these are some really incredible performances.
Well, I think all of the performances so far have been great. The only one that is a misfire for me is the model, and it's the second one because he's kind of a stereotype.
Well, here's the thing about that. He's a regular character, and you'll see that character develop. And I know what you're saying. As
Well, I think so, and I hope so. I'm just saying,
Yeah.
but initially he's the coke fiend, fucking
Yes.
or snorting Adderall or
Yeah.
whatever the fuck he's snorting,
Yeah.
because he's crushing the pill, so it's got to be Adderall. Because I know a lot about
You know a lot
drugs.
about
Sir, I know a lot about
drugs,
crushing
yeah.
pills and snorting. Could have been baby
Adderall?
aspirin. I got no fucking idea. I don't know. Whatever. It could have been Ritalin. I don't know. What do you smash and snort?
What don't you?
Well then, I guess we're learning about
Give
Lily.
me a hooker's ass, I'll snort anything.
We are learning about Lily.
Oh, Lily shares too much lately.
I'll snort the hooker's ass. Give it to me.
I'll snort an actual hooker's ass.
Will
Crush
you?
it up.
You got to crush it up though.
No.
Well, let me ask you this: if you find a hooker with hail damage, does that count as being crushed up?
What? I don't like that reference.
Oh, I apologize. So where the fuck? How did we even spin in? Oh, because the fucking show. Because I mean,
American Horror Story.
Because I'm fascinated by it now, and I'm now sucked in. I will watch it, and I can't stop, and that's happening. So that's all. Just wanted to bring that to you. Oh, because we were talking about Zig Zig and whatever, and what is this now? This is like some weird addendum of the show. So then this happened, and then that happened, and
were we going to talk about James Dean, or should we move on to the mystery box?
oh, why do you want the mystery? Well, it's funny. James Dean would love to talk about the mystery
Can I draw
box.
a question mark on it, take pictures of it,
Yes,
put it online?
you can. Absolutely. Here, you know what? We'll give it to me. Draw the question mark, and I'll hold it, and you take a photo of it. Look at us planning, folks.
Should I go Riddler question mark, or should I go, Gravity Falls question mark?
Remember when you yelled at me earlier about things that people didn't care about?
Okay.
I got news for you. Nobody out there is going, I wonder what question mark font they'll use. Oh my God, that would be awesome. So no, we were talking about James Dean, I guess. Yeah, that's a thin one, but I'll take it. It's all right. Give it. I'm bitching about the font or whatever. So I don't know. Where do we want this? We want it here?
Hold on, because there's some splashback on this. You got to angle it.
Where am I going? Like this?
Yeah.
So folks, when you hear this,
Okay.
I actually just smiled and posed in the middle of a podcast, folks. That's how much disdain I have for you. That's how little I care about the show going forward. I just went ahead and stopped in the middle of it, and we took basically a selfie. That's what I just did. Holy fuck!
Mystery box.
All right, are you posting it in the fan club page?
No, I'm not a member of the fan
But you
club
can.
page.
But I will then. Well, then text it to me and let me post it on the fan club page. Well, no, because
You share it.
see, why are you not on the fan club page? You're just ridiculous.
You know why?
I
don't
know
like
why.
Drama.
Yeah.
I get to the point of where I'm just like, I'm done with the drama. I have stalkers on my pages. I block them. I'm like, you think I don't know that you're wandering around looking at shit, looking for a reason to cause trouble? Fuck off.
Okay. Well, I don't
just
know.
don't need it.
All right. I don't know.
So it got to the point of where I was just like, this
Well,
is
this
not
is-
fun. This is a job that I don't make enough money for. Fuck all of you. Love you guys. Mean it.
Well, part of that was intended for me, I think, but I that's fine, I
No,
suppose.
Again,
No, the money the job you don't make any money. All right, I get it. I got
The
it.
point of it is this.
No,
I'm
no,
not
no,
gonna
it's
sit
okay.
around in a group and be treated like shit.
It's
In a
fine.
group
Yes,
that
I hear
is
you.
For a show I work for.
Yes, all right, fantastic.
If I were making $100,000, I'd go, ha ha ha, you're so cute. Here, I'm not. Fuck it all.
Wait a second, you're not making $100,000?
No,
Oh man, you haven't been getting any of the checks?
I have not. Have checks been going out?
They have been. I'm gonna have to talk to.
Probably because I moved.
I gotta talk to fucking AR. I gotta talk to those guys because they've been supposedly, they may be caught up in your change of address. That is a good point. So maybe they're going to the first. Maybe they're going to David's condo. They might be still going to David's condo because that's where we started the show, right? Isn't that where we first started doing it?
I've had 4 addresses since then, or 3 addresses since then.
Oh, you know what?
Mail could be going anywhere.
I'm guessing there's checks at all of them.
Honestly, mail can be going anywhere because people don't know about people.
That was suitably vague.
There's a mystery box.
That's right. That's what I mean. All right. Should we just cut to the mystery box then?
Yes, I
All right. Well,
wanna
let
cut
me
the
explain
mystery
why.
box.
Well, hold on. First, because I want to. We're sitting here, okay, and Lily and I are going to do this show. We're going to talk. And we're going to do things, and we're going to have fun. And I grabbed my mail as I let her in the apartment, and I flipped through and I saw an envelope and I went, "Oh, dude!" I go, and that was the envelope I hit earlier. Let's see if it sounds the same. I saw it and I went and I showed it to Lily and I go, "That's going to be fun to open." And she said, because it's an envelope that's handwritten, which is even fucking scarier. So there may be a ransom note in it. I don't know, but I won't know until I open it. But as I was talking about it, I said, you know what? I'm just going to fucking open this on the air. Why don't I do that? And so we're going to open it on the air, but it's an envelope addressed to me, but it is handwritten. Oh yeah, you've already opened part of it? What are you doing? Are we going to?
Part of it was open. You're in
no,
trouble.
that's really bad.
It is thick. It's
but
never good.
Exactly. It's a thick envelope and it's handwritten to me. It's to Michael G. Schmidt, which that's the name that was on all my old credit cards. So I got to assume that this is from one of those guys. But the handwritten thing is what gets me. All right. Because I get collections shit all the fucking time and will until I'm able to get the bankruptcy squared away. But these motherfuckers just, I mean, this is they wasted ink. These fuckers, they didn't print something. They didn't mean, this isn't from a robot. You know what? There's love in this envelope. I can tell you that right now. There's love and hate.
You're
There's
really gonna open that before you open the box.
there are actual human emotions. Well, because I got to set up the box because that happened after because it's a mystery day. We fucking walk in with the mail,
Mystery day.
and I had this mystery envelope, and I'm like, oh, and I won't say who it's from, but it's from a local address, not local, but in California, and this was sent, before Thanksgiving, and it's got like special. It was sent from an. So I should just open it, right? But it looks like I'm just assuming it's collections bullshit, but at the same time, that stuff usually is not packaged in such a way where it's handwritten. So let's take this out, and
I'm
we'll take
coming
a
around
look.
to your side.
All right. This is. All right. It's from a law office in San Diego, and it's in Chatsworth. Okay. Well, I'm not going to say everything here, but I will read this. I will read this to you. There's a box that checked, and it says, any and all accounts, including but not limited to checking, savings, deposits, including safe deposit boxes, standing in the name of, belonging to the judgment debtor, Michael G. Schmidt, and is further identified by, and it has my social security number. It's a levy enforcement of judgment, and it looks official. And it says there's an original and then there's a copy. And I apologize. I built up this mystery envelope as if it were going to be something crazily catastrophic, but I've received this sort of thing before. And this was the thing that led me to go have my bankruptcy meeting because I went, hey, that looks real. And because normally they do that shit where they send you a note and they're just like, I tell you what, like because they're just trying to scare you. Most of these creditors, because they realize that if you were going to pay them, you'd pay them. But if they try to scare you into sending them any amount of money whatsoever. I mean, I've actually opened up things from collectors before, and it just literally just a banshee wail has come out of it. There was no paperwork. I've just opened up an envelope and like it just tried to scare the shit out of me. So that's all it is. It's like literally the haunted mansion in an envelope where they're trying to trick you into sending them some cash because they want to try to get it before you fucking slip away or do bankruptcy or whatever the fuck. But then I got something like this, which is like a levy or a judgment. It looks like the state is on there and there's a seal of some sort and it looks like there was a hand stamp and there's amounts and it looks like a judge's signature. I got no fucking idea if it's real or it's not real because I'll tell you what, I watch American Greed and I know you can falsify documents, folks. I know that you can go ahead with a little whiteout and some scissors, you can actually steal $1 billion from retirees all over this great land of ours. It's amazing how it works. I'm astonished. Every time I watch American Greed with Jill, there's always like these guys and they're like, hi, we recommend John Smith Investment Corporation. And someone gives them $140,000 to invest in their fucking gold mine scam in Africa. There are all these people sending all these people money. And the whole time I see it in my head, every time a show ends, I look at Jill and I'm like, I'm smart. I'm kind of charismatic. I could fucking do this, right? I could trick a bunch of shitheads out of their money and fucking live good for 8 years. Because that's all they're doing. They do this and they live the high life for like 8 to 10 years and then they get busted and then they go to jail for like 8 to 10 years or 4 years or 20 years or whatever the fuck. But let me ask you, that's the question. Would you trade 8 years of unlimited wealth for 8 years in a prison cell? That's something to think about, man. If you can trick people and do that and get the fucking dough. But you got to plan your exit strategy. That's the thing these guys have all done wrong. All these guys have done this incorrect. I will be the one. I will be the charismatic Jim Jones of the financial industry who gets you to give me money, gets you to drink the Kool-Aid, and then disappears into the ether and takes all your cash. And the show they do about me will have like, you know what? I'll be the mystery show. They'll have a question mark in the fucking credits. Fuck a mystery box and fuck a mystery envelope. It's a mystery show. So my friend Lily has just gone over and looked at these documents as I was talking, and these appear real. Do they not?
Well, define real.
Exactly. That's the thing. It's just a more enhanced scare tactic is what it is. So
anyone can go down to the court and file a piece of paper.
And type a bunch of shit on it.
Yes.
Yeah. So, but the fact that they hand wrote the envelope was the thing that both of us kind of went,
beautiful.
yeah, ooh, that threw a little spike into us. But I've opened it and I'll tell you what, you know what, bring it on, motherfucker. That's what I say to you. You want to go look at my safe deposit box with nothing in it? Go ahead and open it up because that's true. Literally, I have a safe deposit box because Jill had some stuff that she wanted me to hold for her, and then I brought it, and then she took it home, like she needed it back. And so but I still pay $40 a year for a safe deposit box because you know what I'm saving? Air. Because eventually I'm gonna have to hide from my creditors, and I will hide in the bank safe deposit box room and just breathe the air that's in the box.
I have a suggestion.
What's in the box?
I have a suggestion.
Yes.
Do you know what you should put in there?
What's that?
Those papers.
Absolutely.
Very important.
What if I put them all in? Oh my God. I'm going to keep all my important papers in here. And then when they win the judgment, they open it up. There's their papers. You know what those are worth, fellas? The ink you used on the envelope. Cash it in. Why does the phrase blood from a stone come to mind? Good fucking luck. I just got those official papers telling me how much I owe. I made $50 Ubering last night. Literally, my friend Brian, who I referred to Uber, he and I are in a fucking three-way dance with Uber trying to get our money on our referral thing. It's crazy. Yeah. I should fucking...
Completed it?
Huh?
He completed it?
I referred a guy because again I have the Uber code, and if you guys want it, write me like I said, and you guys, if you complete 20 rides, we all get cash. Well, Brian used it. He used the code and he completed 20 rides and he wrote me. He's like, "Hey, dude, I did it." So I'm waiting for my money and his bonus money. It doesn't come. So it's been 2 weeks. So finally I write Uber and I'm like, "Hey, I referred my friend and he completed his trips and he used my code, so I'm waiting to get the money." And the person wrote me and said, "I'm sorry, can you give us the phone number or no, the email address and whatever of your friend?" So I said, "Yes, it's this and this. I look forward to it. Please investigate and advise." And then I texted Brian. I'm like, "Dude, they're trying to figure this out." He goes, "Yeah, I haven't heard anything yet either. I'll write them too." So he writes, and he gets a note back from Uber that, look, I recognize Uber is a slapdash organization, okay? They're just one step ahead of the fucking federal regulations, and they're trying to cash out as much as they can before the fucking whole house of cards comes crashing down. Seriously. Because all they've done is they've taken the great unwashed and made a personal army of people shuttling people all over the world, and they just sat back and collected the money.
Yep.
And they are top floor, and they are literally a company built on the backs and the wheels of the poor.
Absolutely.
So good for them. And like I said, but I'm not, I'll join. If like Mr. Pink says, you want to bring it up for a vote, I'll vote for it. You want to bring me a petition, I'll sign it. But what I will not do is play ball. Well, I'm playing ball because I need the fucking money, and right now that's my avenue. So I'm playing ball. But if anybody else comes up with something else, if there's a new way, I'll be the first in line. But it better work this time. That's what me and Dave Mustaine think. So so that's what Uber is. They're just like, it's all like they keep coming up with these things and they try to spin them. They make me laugh so hard. Like last night I pulled in and it said, I went offline because I had to stop and use a restroom somewhere and I don't want to get pinged while I'm in the fucking head. So it said, "Oh, you're going offline? Don't you want to complete 10 trips today? You are only 9 away." Who in their right mind goes, "You know what? You're absolutely right. I got to stay in the car and I get 9 more of these. No, there's a reason I'm going offline. I'm going to use the fucking head. Is it okay with you? And you don't stare at my cock while I'm in a fucking urinal? Uber Jones with your spy on my phone? Don't fucking Spock my Dimple, Uber." So I fucking, I wind up, driving last night. And it was dead. The last 2 nights were dead. I drove fucking 10 hours on Sunday or 8.5 hours or 9, whatever. I made $80. It was like
You
fucking.
actually drive around the whole
Fuck
time?
yeah, I put 170 miles on the car on Sunday. Driving because you try to find a place to get pinged. You can't just sit outside and hope. You have to kind of go in search of it. I'm a shark, baby. I'm fucking Travis Bickle. He doesn't sit in the fucking garage and hope a guy comes up and goes, "Hey, take me to fucking World Trade Center."
I thought you were Travis Barbecue. Now you're
I'm fucking Travis Uber Q at this point. I'm Travis Uber Q.
Uber.
Yeah. Like I said, California Uber Malice. That's what the fuck I am. So, I write Brian, he writes them, and he gets in. So like I said, the whole thing's a fucking goof, right? We know that Uber is just it's going to collapse eventually because somebody's going to shoot somebody or somebody's going to rape somebody, and the Uber guys are going to go, "What? What are you talking about? We got no idea what happened." And then you go to their office, and the next thing you know, in a week, I'll see them in American Greed. Literally. There'll just be empty safe deposit boxes and these fucking papers just on the fucking floor. So he gets a note back from some chick, and it might have been a chick. I don't even fucking know. It could have been a dancing bear. Because it had a Russian name, and the English on it was so fucking tragic. It looked as if, again, I've used this analogy before. It looked like literally she just threw her laptop down the stairs. Whatever the fuck came out, she hit send. I mean, it was just so fucking bad. The logic was circuitous at best. And it was just, "Yes, I've investigated, and no, you won't be getting any money." Like, that was basically it. There was no,
Why?
because they said, that was the thing. She never told us why. She kept saying, "Oh yeah," she kept giving us some arbitrary date. And she basically said that, "Hey, your friend has done 20 trips too, so that you guys don't qualify." So he wrote me that, and I wrote him and I go, "This is bullshit. I go, this is wrong. You completed it within a month. That was the deal.
Yeah.
So Brian's like, you're right. I'm on it. So then he writes her a note. And I, by the way, I don't ever want Brian to have to write me a nasty note because
Was he good?
it was great.
Awesome.
It was pointed and it was written extremely well. It was cogent. It was one I would be proud to sign my name to. It was really good. And he went, this is unacceptable, and I basically spelled it all out. Why? And he sent a screenshot of our texts. He sent a screenshot of the link. He sent all these things. And he said, I would like this conversation escalated to the level of supervisor, please. Like, I mean, he was just like, you are a dumb fuck, basically. He's like, hey, I don't want to deal with Dancing Bear. I'd like to talk to the ringmaster, please. Is he available? If I will direct my eyes to the center ring,
Yes.
I would like to bypass the bear in the tutu and talk to the guy in the top hat. Is that possible? So she then wrote us back because he was CCing me on this, and she wrote us back, and he CC'd me, pick up that guitar, and he talked to me. So she writes us and basically says she doubles down on gobbledygook. She just literally just spit out a bunch of phrases that meant fucking nothing. And I wrote him and I go, this is fucking ridiculous. It was like being caught. It was like trying to get into a Russian nightclub and explain to the guy at the door, no, this works. This is my ID. No, ID do not work. And why not? Well, it's an ID. It's got my picture and the date. We do not accept. No, it says right there. I've got all the credentials you need. I'm sorry, you have to move on. There is a line. I mean, like that thing where they don't listen and you're constantly going, no, you fucking listen. Listen to me. Listen to me, motherfucker. I'm talking. So I then jump in because I've been CC'd. And, I have a little less patience than Brian because we've now written back and forth 4 times and received 4 different responses that were completely unacceptable.
Yeah.
And also, I've been out of town, so I need my bonus money to survive. I mean, it's not even like I'm like, hey, that'd be cool to get a bonus. No, motherfucker, if you got me Ubering and sending a code out and you promise something for it, then give me the fucking money. I understand you're this shadowy entity. I mean, I swear to God, it's like if you went in to meet with the fucking Uber people, it would be like the Avengers when it's just those people on TV screens, then they disappear. Like you wouldn't have.
Do they even have offices, or do they just?
No, they don't. No, they have the Phantom Zone. They've got it. Literally, they got a square cellophane panel that floats in space. That's where you get a hold of the Uber people. It's just fucking General Zod and the short-haired chick and the fucking oaf. That's who runs Uber. The guys that Superman 2 banished into the fucking Phantom Zone. That's the guys who run it. It's Terrence Stamp, the short-haired chick, and the oaf. That's who runs fucking Uber.
General Zod.
So terrible. So fucking, that's it. That's their shady headquarters because they just disappear. Whenever they need to assemble people to give them, I told you, I went to the one meeting and it was just it was a fucking PowerPoint screen and a bunch of fucking old chairs from a school. And an Asian woman who just had nothing but contempt dripping all over us and then dismissed us and just told us, yeah, all right, we'll go forth in Uber. You know what I mean? I'm like, don't Spock my fucking Dimple chick. So, but it's that whole, we're all in this together. And it's like, no, we're not in this together, motherfucker, because I'm now fighting with Baksharina over and over on this fucking email, trying to get $200 that you fucking owe me, cocksucker. And it was funny. I talked to Jill about it and she goes, well, maybe this is their scam. Like
Maybe this is their scam.
Well, this is their sub scam.
Yeah.
Like, they just get as many people on the road, and then when you try to collect your bonus money, they're like, nah, it didn't take in our computer. I'm sorry about that. Or, I mean, because she goes, literally, what if you? Because I mean, I honestly, I'm not even joking. When I got an Uber code, I thought I would give it out on this show, and I would get like maybe 10 people a month who would do it. And I was like, this could be like I was going to be the Uber pimp. Like, I was like, this will be totally, I won't even have to fucking drive. Like, I could just give the code out to people and they can complete the trips. And it's like a Ponzi scheme. The whole fucking thing. It's literally American greed. It's a guy who just, if you tell 2 friends and so on, I'm the fucking Rula Lenska Wella Balsam of fucking Uber. It's fucking fantastic. Friends are here from Europe. So I'm like, man, I'm going to put this out there and people are going to drive. It's going to be fucking fantastic. But then I give it to one dude in California because I was worried. I'm like, well, man, there's going to be a lot of people from interstate. And maybe I'll get some people from overseas and they're all going to want to fucking Uber and they're going to want to use my code. Nobody wants to use my fucking code. One guy wrote me on Facebook. He's like, hey, that sounds like a good idea. And I'm like, hey, write me. And he's like, nope, couldn't do it anymore. Got a real job and a life. But poor Brian, of course, is as destitute and poor as I am. So he's like, hey, I'm in. And I go, great, here you go. And now look at the two of us. Look, you don't want to fuck you. It's bad enough having one poor person mad at you. You don't want to unify the poor people against you. I mean, pretty soon we'll put the fucking Phantom Zone in a guillotine and chop your fucking head off right there. Go study 17th century France or whatever the fuck. You're going to wind up with a powdered wig and a basket staring up at your own fucking body, squirting blood all over your eyes. And then who's in the fucking glory hole porn? That's right. Now you're in glory basket porn. You're looking up and just getting a fucking warm jet of liquid spraying all over your face? Yeah, guess what? Guillotine, motherfucker. That's guillotine porn. Which, think about that. Let's think about that.
No,
if you got guillotine porn, what goes in the guillotine? The head of the person?
I'm done. I've checked out of this one.
Or the all right, so.
La, 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 la.
Come back.
Okay.
We're done. So us and fucking Balthasar Getty are going back and forth in this fucking thing, and they're like, and she's like, I am very sorry, I cannot give you any money. It's Uber. Have a great day. Get out and drive. Like that's their whole. They just constantly want you. They're like, go ahead, hit the road. We're all in this together. Uber keeps sending us emails all the time. But they're like, and they're changing the cut. Like they just changed the cut again. And here's the thing: you can't turn your partner app on. They're gonna fucking fire me. I'm gonna be the one dude who got fired from Uber. All right, once you do it, you get a partner app, and that's what you got to turn on to drive.
Right.
Okay. Well, every time you turn it on, it basically upgrades. They put some new shit on your phone. Well, I just went on again yesterday because I Ubered Sunday and yesterday, but it wasn't on Sunday, but it was on yesterday. And I clicked it. And it said, in order to drive, you must accept these terms. Well, that means they changed the fucking terms. So it said to review the terms, click here or just click yes. Well, guess what? I know English. So I'm not a guy in a tank top with flame tattoos from the wrist up to the goddamn shoulder blade. So I'm going to go ahead and read the terms. Why not? Why don't I do that? Why don't I go ahead and find out just how deep your cock's going into my ass? So I open it up and basically, if you were grandfathered in before a certain date, Uber takes 20%. But now they've raised it now to 25% that they're going to take from everybody else after this certain date. So, and that's in addition to the safe rides fee that Uber takes. But the funny thing is they're like, oh yeah, well, we just built that right in, so you wouldn't have gotten it anyway. That number is like a mystery number. Don't worry, that's just there for us. So like the minimum ride now is $4.65, $4.65. Uber gets $1.65 of that right off the top. And then they take 25% of the $3. Now, good for them. They invented the app. They make the rules. But what's funny is, again, you can't drive unless you accept the terms. You could very easily go, well, then I don't want to drive. Well, then they go, well, then you don't want to accept the terms. Well, then you don't drive for us. That's fine. And it turns out I'm in before the date that they mentioned. So I don't have to do the 25. I do the 20. But every time you drive somebody, because here's another thing that Uber does, they trick you, man. They fucking tell you at the end of a ride that the ride was $25. And you're like, oh, okay. But you have to do the math in your head because that's 25 minus 165 minus their cut. So you're driving all night thinking, well, that was a $25 ride. Well, no, it wasn't. That was a $24.35, and then they took $4.80. So that was a $19 ride. Yep. They took $6 of your $25. And that's fine. They invented the game. They make the rules, and they keep moving the fucking bar. That's the problem. Because they want you to go. They have this Uber pool nonsense where they're like, hey, because that's what it is all that they just want to make as much money as fucking possible. And again, that's naked capitalism, and I can't argue with it. But when you go out and you drive for them, the people who order the rides will order pool because they get charged less. Okay, Uber pool people, but here's the way it works. The way Uber spins it is, hey, but then you can pick up 2 or 3 people and make that much more money. Well, no, you're making that much more money for you, motherfucker. I'm not a bus.
Yep, because they get $1.
Yes.
Yep.
They get $1.65 off all 3 of those fucking people, and then they take the cut of whatever, but they're charging a less rate for them to climb into your fucking car.
Yep.
So in the beginning, I'm like, well, I'm not taking pool people because I'm not a bus. I'm a car. It's a one-on-one experience, and I'm going to give people a ride. Yeah. Well, fuck that. Now I take every knuckle dragger who fucking bings me out. I don't give a fuck. Seriously, every mouth breather in the fucking world can climb into my car and get shuttled a block. I don't give a fuck. I don't even see people anymore. I see $2.80. Get in my fucking car, $sign. I try to be nice about it, and I do what I can, and I pull over, and I'm very pleasant. Hey, look, my star rating is still 4.9, very high. I'm doing very well. I'm very polite to people. I had 2 22-year-old ladies, and I had a philosophical discussion last night. And at the end of it, they said, "Do you know that you are the most interesting Uber driver we've ever met, and you are also the most polite? Thank you." Because they're like these girls who just want to get out of Van Nuys. They're like, we got to go ahead and explore the. And I told them how old I was, and they're like, "Oh my God!" So then I'm Yoda. You know what I mean? It's like they don't even see me as like this. I'm this font of wisdom in a Chrysler. You know what I mean? And it was fun. It was nice talking, and they were great. And then, of course, they get out, and because they're like, and I go, it's all about making those mistakes and then moving forward. It's all about making sure that you do things that make you happy. That's all you got to just be happy. I go, I'd say he's a 50-year-old dude, man. Just be happy because none of it fucking matters. And it's all going to be over soon. So do what you can to make yourself happy and don't hurt anybody. That's it. That's all you got to do, man. And they're like, yeah. I said, make your mistakes. Don't crucify yourself for your mistakes. You know, and all the things I don't do, right? I'm just telling them all this shit, all these platitudes that I know from books that I never apply to my own fucking life. Here's 4 agreements that I wrote just now. I fucking tell them to them. But they were so cool and really nice. And then I drop them off and then I drive a block and I hear a noise and she left her phone in my car. Like, I just told them don't make mistakes and try to, you know, just take care of yourself. And oh, there's Gina Meow and her phone and she left in my fucking car. I don't know. That's not her real name. That was like, that was the nickname on the phone. That's what made me laugh. And then I doubled back and I went to the block and I kind of got out and kind of stood there. I'm like, yeah, I'm sure they'll walk outside at some point. And then it rang again and I answered it. And I go, hi. And she goes, I'm so sorry. And I go, I'm actually outside. So if you want to just duck out. And so they came out and got the phone and they were very nice. But then she goes, oh, and we left a bag in the car too. I didn't even look in the back seat. And they'd left like a duffel bag. I'm like, how enchanted were you with my amazing discussion?
Honestly, though, if people leave stuff, don't you just get to keep it?
Well, you can do that if you're a cunt. Well, I've told the story on here where I had a woman leave a wallet. Yeah. And they were just these vapid, you know, they were very nice to each other, but they were just like, oh my God, oh my God. And he was like, oh my God. You know, there were those chicks. And then I dropped him at the bar and I went driving and there was a wallet in the backseat. And, you know, I immediately told Uber. I said, look, because it had like 13 credit cards with her name on it. And then it had like $120 or whatever, $124. And I told them what was in it. And I told her her name. And, but she had her ID. She went to a bar. So obviously her ID was in her pocket. So she went into the bar and left the wallet in the car. And then she called me back. I told this story on here, I think. And then she gave me $60, which was nice. She didn't have to do that. But yeah, I mean, you could be a cunt and keep stuff. I mean, I had a guy leave a phone and I went and met him and he gave me nothing. Literally the next morning, he asked if I could meet him somewhere, and I made him come to the Valley from Hollywood, but he still made me go meet him halfway. And then when I did, he goes, thanks. He walked off. I'm like, you're a cunt, dude. You know, I could have bricked this motherfucker. I could have made it a doorstop. I could have done anything I fucking want. I could have told you it wasn't in my car.
My response would have been, yes, I'm happy to bring it to you. Ping me for an Uber ride.
Well, I really should have. That's what I should have done. But it's that thing where I think those things, and then in my head I go, well, I'm a mercenary, man. I'm worth every fucking dollar. And then I just go, why are you going to do this? You know, and if that fucking guy doesn't know yet, he's never going to know. He's 22. I picked him up drunk at the fucking Abbey. You know what I mean? It's like, he has no fucking clue. Him and his 2 gay friends were in the back seat trying not to throw up. That's why they left the fucking phone there. And then the next day, you know, again, they called the phone all night, I guess, because I was asleep. And then when I woke up and I answered it, and he goes, who's this? And I go, it was your Uber driver. Did you leave the phone in my car? Oh, yes, I think I did. I'm really sorry. I thought maybe somebody stole it. And I go, nope. I said, I have it. And then I made an arrangement to go meet him, and I told him to meet me at a Gelson's, and he showed up at a Trader Joe's. He goes, well, we're at the Trader Joe's. I go, well, I'm at the Gelson's. I told you that was where I was going to be. And he's like, well, we're by the Trader Joe's. I don't know where and I go, fine, I'll be there. I know where you're at. So I even made the trip.
You're a douche.
I'm a nice, well, he's a fucking cunt, but I mean, I'm trying to be, again, man, we're all in this together. I'm not going to fucking keep your phone. Why? I'm finding that out. Because, you know, me and fucking Baba Louie are going back and forth on the goddamn emails back, and me and Brian are fighting with them. And
what are they saying the issue is? That it wasn't
there's no issue. I want to read it out loud because it's literally circuitous. Like, it makes no sense. Your friend had many trips by November 4th, but then we are not able to use the link. And then there is I mean, literally, it's written that poorly. So, like I said, I'm not friendly like Brian. I jumped right the fuck in, and I just go, I wrote to support at Uber. I forwarded it to support at Uber. I didn't fucking respond. I didn't talk to, Bananarama. I just fucking sent it off to the other person. And I said, is there anyone there that speaks or writes English who can interpret this and get back to me with a solution? I said, because obviously this person is not understanding my question. They're not answering my question in a satisfactory way. I referred a guy. He used my link. You owe us money. Why? So pay us. And I just spelled it all out. So when I did that, I pulled over to do it in the middle of the fucking driving yesterday. And then I get a text from Brian shortly thereafter, because I wrote him and I go, this is fucked. I go, I jumped in, I CC'd you on it. I go, I'm not, at this point, I'm ready to just fucking build a rocket and go to the Phantom Zone and fucking take on the cellophane. I'm ready. Let's do it. So he writes me on text and he goes, hey, I took to Twitter. I think Kristen is going to help us.
Good.
And I just wrote, great. I don't know. I don't have any idea what that means, but if Brian's on it, I trust him. After reading his email, I'm like, good, I trust him. So sure enough, later that night, I get an email from him and Kristen. There's an exchange. And Kristen basically said, hey, I'm really sorry that this has turned into this type of process. We are having an issue on our end as well, where we are unable to apply links from driver to referral, and it's causing real problems. Yes. But I assure you now that I am working on it, and I will get you and Michael your referral bonuses as soon as I have this taken care of. Which was heartening, and it's always nice to have a problem solved. But at the same fucking time, why don't you tell the fucking plebes that you have on the front line of the customer support email bullshit that exact phrase? And you know what? Make her email the template that you can send to everybody and just interchange the names. Get rid of Michael and Brian and just say Gustav and Wilhelm. I'll go ahead and get you guys your stuff. Because these other fucking people obviously have no idea. And like I said, it's all slapdash. It's all bullshit. It's some boiler room in the middle of fucking nowhere with Giovanni Ribisi yelling at fucking immigrants to tell me that I won't get my fucking money. And fuck that, man. Because you owe me fucking money. It's bad enough my life has fallen to this, and it's bad enough that I'm destroying my fucking car for you guys. And it's my choice. It's totally my choice. But they keep sending these emails too, where like I said, they invented the pool shit, and they're like, hey, you can pick up more people. It's fucking fantastic. Well, now they have a new thing, dude. I just get this email yesterday, and I'm like, you're kidding. You're fucking joking. The way Uber works is you're driving and you get pinged. If it's pool, when you're driving people, pool will ping you as you're driving. So it'll say, hey, you can pick up another person. Hey, you can pick up another person. So I've had 4 people in my car at once. 4 rides because they're all going toward the same area. I don't mind it because they were all going from fucking here to Venice. Yeah. So it wound up being like a $55 ride or whatever the fuck. Yeah. But I don't want that many people in the car because inevitably, I'm hot. I'm cold. Turn the radio up. Turn the radio off. Oh my God. Can we open a window? Can we not open a window? Jesus fucking Christ. I'm trying to have a shitty job here, not a family vacation. Shut the fuck up. Unbelievable. And it's the general public, so they're all entitled. I will tell you this. 85% of the people who get in my car are really great. And I'll say to them, hey, would you like the heat up or the heat off? Would you like the windows open? Do you want the music? I can change it. And they're all like, hey, man, whatever makes you comfortable, it's your car. That's like 85% of the people. Yeah. It's the other 15% who act like you owe them something and you're some fucking nobody because you just pulled up and grabbed them and they want your phone charger. Like they don't ask. They go, hey, give me your phone charger. Hey, turn this station on. The one chick made me laugh. I was like, hey, do you want different music? She goes, yeah, she wanted hip hop, like not because I listen to K-Day. Like if I have hip hop on the regular, because I don't listen to fucking regular radio, I have satellite radio. So she goes, yeah, go to 91.7 or something like that. And I go, I have satellite radio, so I have like 150 stations of all different kinds. What style of music do you like? I like the style that's on 91.7. And I went, all right. And I went to it, and it was all because it was not really great reception. Yeah. And she goes, is that it? And I go, yeah, you can see right there on the number. And I drove with it like that the whole fucking ride. I was like, you know what? That's what you want? This is the style of hip hop you enjoy, apparently. The sound of an alien's ray gun shooting some fucking astronaut. But good for you, motherfucker. Good for you. You like the sound of sound waves traveling through the air because it's certainly not translating any sort of fucking music. Right now, all you're hearing is the fucking ether. And I hope you like it in the back fucking seat, and I will crank it the fuck up for you.
Sit in the back.
Yep. Yeah, we had a fucking we had a big cock contest because she wasn't going to say, because she was so shitty to me and made me turn it on that it wouldn't fucking do anything. I just left it, and she never said change it, so I left it. I even turned it up. I got and I didn't give a fuck. I drove 3 miles with that shit echoing through my car. It sounded like it sounded like I picked her up in a wind tunnel and drove her to a hairdryer. That's what it sounded like. Good for you. That's the trip we're in. As long as it's 3 miles and I get my fucking $7.11, fuck you, lady. Listen to this goddamn noise. If your trip is all about plugging your earbuds into a guy crumbling up a piece of aluminum foil, I will take you there. If that's what you need to enjoy this fucking ride, fuck that. God damn it. You know what? If you want tissue paper and a kazoo, I can make it fucking happen. But no, you'd rather I crumbled up the tissue paper over and over and you had to hear the sound of it. God, fuck you. Terrible. But not everybody's like that. Most people are nice. But yeah, man. Yeah, don't worry.
In the box.
We'll find out in a second. So Uber, they always send out these things. And they're like, hey, did you know that if you picked up some hamburgers and brought them to a friend, you could charge them for it? I mean, that's like so fucking stupid. Uber Eats. I almost did it one week. That was when I went in to meet them, and that was when the Asian chick just dripped a stain all over us. And I learned about who the other Uber people are. Oh my God.
Uber Eats is putting delivery services out of business.
Yes, they're coming after everyone.
Because do you know what Uber is? Walmart.
Yeah.
And it's horrible.
Yeah.
And people do
Lyft.
not understand that Uber is going to be the downfall of 5 or 6 different types of businesses. And we're going to have the same problems that they have out in the Midwest, where a Walmart comes in and then all of the local businesses close because they can't compete for the money. And now everybody can't afford to shop at Walmart even because they aren't making enough money.
Lyft, and Lyft is, I would say that they're Kmart.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But that's what's happening is Uber.
People are thrilled, and the people at the top are like, "Yay! The peasants are all fighting each other for dimes." And I'm in the thick of Uber's
it.
the Hunger Games, but not quite as exciting.
Yeah, I see that absolutely, and especially on the end where I get these emails from them and all their bullshit platitudes of all these motivational poster bullshit nonsense where they're like, hey, you should really get out there.
Just wait till you get the link that goes, hey, it seems like you're not making enough money. Let us show you how to get food stamps. Because that's what Walmart does. It's in their paychecks.
Yeah. Well, we will see. I mean, it is going there. Absolutely.
Taxi cabs are going down. Limo services are going down. Delivery services are going down.
But also, I will tell you this. I had to take Uber the other day.
Yeah.
Okay. Because I was going to the airport to fly to the lovely Jill. So, because it was 4 a.m. and I couldn't. It was all I had to do. So I pinged Uber.
Did you call a cab company to see how much it would cost?
Well, I've done that before. Remember, I took a shuttle to the airport and it was $40. But we had to stop and pick up 5 different people in different cities, and it's just a nightmare. The shocks were out on the van. They didn't give a fuck. They didn't care. See, the one thing Uber does well is although they're changing now. I will tell you this because I'll get to that. It used to, at least as far as I know, it was a clean car and a good environment, and you trusted the guy and you got in and everything was fine. It was just, that was the whole deal. They were selling you comfort and personal safety as well as a discounted rate. And it just makes sense to me. But when I called Uber the other day, I told you they gave me this thing where I had to go in and they had to look at my car, and basically they made sure the seat belts worked, and they're like, all right, you can drive for Uber. I talked about the nightmare of being that was the guy with the tank top and the flames and the handwritten insurance card. I've talked about that. When you see these people, and when I went to the meeting for Uber Eats, and I saw the people sitting there, it's former cab drivers and people who don't speak English very well, and they see a way to make money, and they will sit in their car for 18 hours a day and do what they can. And that's dangerous as fuck. People don't understand that. No. It's like truck drivers, over-the-road truck drivers who are burning their hands with cigarettes to stay the fuck awake to make their nut. So it's my fault for having put myself in a situation where this needs to be my full-time gig. It's absolutely my fault.
It's not just your fault. The economy has changed.
Well, but also I invested in a dream that dissipated into the ether.
It doesn't.
I could name a list. So I had to take the Uber the other day. Well, before I want to talk about that, Uber sends the thing where they're trying to trick you into making more and more money and telling you that this is the way to go. They invented this the other day. It says, hey, we've come up with a new adjustment to the app. It's going to make you even more money, which basically means it's going to make us even more money. With the pool, like I said, you pick up a pool person and then more pool people, and you can choose to accept those. You don't have to accept the pool rides. And I didn't for the first month. And then I went, well, fuck this. I don't give a fuck. Get in the car. Well, now they've worked it where Uber X, as you're driving your Uber X, they will now ping you with another Uber X that you can get immediately after you drop the other person off. So basically, if I pick you up and you're like, hey, I'm going to Venice Beach, on the way there, as I get closer, it'll ping me and go, you can pick up this person in Venice Beach the second you drop that person off. Right. Which is what taxis have done forever. They basically stack your fares. But they pitch it in a way where they're like, hey, you can make more money by doing this, by going ahead and doing that. And then also they're trying to figure out a way to blend X with pool and they have more. And I'm like, motherfucker, this is a Chrysler, not a slave ship. Okay. I can't be stacking people like cordwood in the backseat of my fucking car because it just makes those people resentful and angry with me. Yeah. And also they've made it easy for people because the people who travel on Uber, they're figuring out the algorithm. They're knowing what to do. If I order an Uber at midnight, you pick pool because the odds of somebody else picking pool are completely minimal compared to during the day.
Yeah.
And so you're just going to get a cheaper ride home.
Yep.
People do it all the fucking time. And I'll have people, and again, they'll ping me and the surge will be like at 1.8 and I'll go to pick them up and I'll get right there and then they'll cancel it. And then the same person will order it again because the surge is off. Because and I don't know how they're figuring it out because I know that there's an app that tells people how to beat the surge, but it happens all the fucking time. I'll be in the middle of a 2.1 surge area and I'll pick somebody up a block away and it won't be a surge price. Because Uber wants to get more riders, so they'll only have the surge price for pool people, but they won't have it for UberX people. It's just, you can't see any of that. If you go in and sign into like the other day, it was dead. Sunday night, I picked up 5 people in 5 hours. 5 people in 5 fucking hours. But at one point, I was at a stoplight, and there were 4 Uber cars around me. There was an Uber car on my right, an Uber car on my left, and an Uber car behind me, and another one in the other lane. We were all just dumb fucks in Hollywood waiting to pick up nobody. We're just trying to fucking scoop up ghosts and try to make a living and not die. But unfortunately, we're all cannibalizing one another. So by giving out the code, all I'm doing is cutting my own balls off because, yeah, I get a bonus, but I lose all that other income on the back end. And I don't give a fuck. I'll pimp out the code all the fucking time if I get I want the money up front like everybody else in the fucking world. I'd rather get your $200 bonus than have to take 20 people for $10 each. That's fine. But by putting more and more people on the road, all you're doing is putting money in their fucking pocket, and that's how they work it. And they keep coming up with these adjustments and trying to pretend to you like you're going to make more money. It's like, no. You only make money if you invest in the time. Like you got to work, you got to drive 12 hours. You have to make money that makes sense. Honestly, I should have been doing this a year ago. When I was doing Travis Barbecue, I should have also been doing Uber 2 nights a week because there were less drivers and it was more money. I mean, I should have fucking been doing it then. But as always, I fucking wait and piss it away, and I come in at the tail end to get the death rattle. That's my fucking fault. I should have fucking done it from the jump. I should have been the first dude out there. I should have been the first you. I should have been 1A. Fuck 1A. I'd have been 1U. So so Kristen says we'll get our bonus, and I have no fucking clue. I have no idea. I don't know. But I took an Uber the other day to the fucking airport, and like I said, I've taken shuttles and I've taken cabs. Cabs are like, they did this to themselves too. We're gonna say cabs are going out of business and limos and shit. Well, limos were charging $140 to go to the airport. And fucking cabs charge you $65. It's like, man, fuck you, dude. To go 20 miles, you're going to charge me $65? That's fucking ridiculous. And that was even when gas was affordable.
But it's not, though, because as a business...
They were the only fucking game in town, Lily, and they took advantage of it.
No, they didn't. And I'm going through this in burlesque right now. If you have to have a business license and pay city tax and state tax and do you have a business license to run as an Uber driver?
Fuck no.
No, technically.
I barely got a
in
driver's license.
California, you're required to have one.
Well, no, because Uber paid the right dude to make sure that they don't have to worry about that.
Uber doesn't have to worry about it because you're an independent contractor.
Well, somebody already fucking asked me. It's funny.
You have to have a business license. But Uber doesn't have to tell you that. But the point is, when you're running the limo service and you're paying all of the licensing and the fees and all of the stuff that is required to be a livery service in the state of California, that's 20% of your income off the top. The way Uber's getting around that is they don't have to pay any of those things because none of you are employees.
People
so
ask
they don't
me
have to pay
benefits or anything. Absolutely, yeah.
Too.
People ask me all the time. They're like, "Well, how does your insurance work?" And I say, I don't know.
Yeah.
And they say, well, do you have insurance? I go, well, of course I have my personal insurance. I go, but I if anything were to happen, I think they'd back away quietly and quickly.
Yes.
It was which I can't go into it, but it's happened to me in the past. But I laugh because when you look at the Uber partner thing, if you explore it and you start to look, it says you're covered. It says Uber has this insurance for you. But I cannot even imagine the Byzantine network of people you would have to fucking contact if you were in an accident while you were driving for Uber to try to get them to pay for any of it. I mean, I can't even, I essentially...
Do the search for Uber driver accident.
No, I don't want to. I don't want to hurt my feelings.
It's horrific.
Well, so that's why I just drive like a grandfather. I mean, I refuse to participate in any sort of drag racing, which happens a lot. People want to drag race me all the time in my Chrysler. But yeah, man, I just fucking, I don't want to have an accident as an Uber guy because I can't even imagine, like I said, because I mean, dude, it happened to me. Well, it just recently happened to me, but whatever. But also it happened, it was like when they stole the rental car. Just the sheer amount of people I had to contact, from the valet company's insurance and their lawyers, and the restaurant's insurance and their lawyers, and thrifty rental cars lawyers and my insurance. And I mean, it's days and days and reams of paperwork and forests getting destroyed, and Sting writes a song. And I mean, it just fucking, everything is just finished. It's finished. So I cannot have an accident while I'm Ubering. I can't. Anything short of people dying in my car, I will drive away. I can't fucking have it. The other day, I'm driving 3 people, and we're on the fucking 101, and we're exiting. We're on the 110, and we're doing that. You know where the split comes to go either to the 110 downtown or the 101 north to Hollywood? Right. Well, we're fucking driving, and it's dangerous as fuck because it's a quick split. And if you miss it, you fucking miss it. And now you got to go around and get off on 4th and go. And so I'm driving and I know where I'm going. When this motherfucker in front of me sees he's in the wrong lane, he just brakes. I mean, we're going, it's not stop and go traffic, man. We're going 60, 65. And luckily I saw it, but he literally stopped. He's in the right hand lane and he's supposed to get off on the left hand exit. And he's like, oh yeah, and he wants to put his signal on and get over, but this fucking traffic is flying. And rather than accept his fate and sacrifice 10 minutes, he basically tried to kill everybody on the planet. Like he just went, you know what, that's it, fuck it, I'm setting off. And so I luckily saw it, and the people in the Uber, they're not paying attention because they're being driven by, lovely Grandpa Uber, who's got them nestled in his bosom, and he's going to go ahead and keep them safe. So I drive, and all of a sudden, I just see this dude hit the fucking taillights, and I'm like, holy fuck. I swerve to the left, blind swerve, did not see if anybody was behind me. I couldn't. Because he just fucking, at 60, 65, he hits the brakes in front of me. He's 4 car lengths ahead, but it doesn't matter. I'm on him in a fucking instant. So I zoom, I swerve, and then I swerve back in front of him. And they all fucking, the guy in the passenger seat winds up basically in my lap. And I'm like, how you doing, Spacey? And I fucking Spock his eardrum, and then we fucking keep driving. Yeah, that's right. I Spock his eardrum. I got in there. I didn't just fucking Spock ear his Dimple. I Spocked his eardrum. So I fucking zoom, and I keep driving. And they're all like, whoa, whoa. And I go, sorry about that. Is everybody okay? And they're just like, that wasn't your fault at all. That was that guy. He fucking, oh my God, we almost died. I go, yes, we did. We all almost died together. Hi, I'm Mike.
Did you really say
yes.
things like that? Yeah.
I go, hi, we almost died together. Hi, I'm Mike. In case it happens again, I'd like you to know who I am. And they laughed and they gave me their name. It was because it was that weird, tense moment. Yeah. And then we were all in it together. Thankfully, we were all in it together. And then we went out for pupusas together. We went out and had a nice little snack. But yeah, I almost died. But and all I thought about the rest of the night was, what if I had ass-ended that guy? I mean, first of all, I'm fucking finished. I'm harmonic. My legs are just destroyed. People are dead. There's all sorts of fucking debris. But just the phone calls, the myriad phone calls. I'll tell you what. Here's my theory. I think for every Uber driver who signs up, he gets like a Clarence the Angel Uber overlord. And the reason they ping you on the app so much is because that guy is always following you old school detective style. So if there's an accident, he's the first on the scene. He peels off the U and he steals your phone and he takes the fuck off. He euthanizes you. He just puts 2 in the back of your fucking head. He takes the U and he fucking steals the phone and he's gone. So nobody even knows that you worked. Nobody. If there's a smart detective in this town, anytime there's a car accident, look in the lower right-hand corner of every windshield and look for a square, like a tan line. Because there was a Uber sticker there, but now it's not there because they didn't want to fucking deal with it. And that guy came and fucking pinched it. Fucking Uber Clarence the Angel came and yanked it. And every time a bell rings, Uber avoids a fucking lawsuit. You guys can get me at Mike at MikeSchmidtComedy.com.
What's in the box?
Oh, we'll do that on the back end. Come on, that was a natural end. You guys can get me at Facebook.com/the40-year-old boy. We'll get there. You guys can follow me at Twitter.com/the40-year-old boy.
What's in the box?
We'll finish. So write me and find me and friend me and follow me. Our friend David Hernandez does all of the music for this show. He does amazing work. You can go ahead. He does all the artwork as well. If you'd like to be his friend, go to Facebook.com/David Mex Hernandez. That's all one thing. Facebook.com/David Mex Hernandez. If you'd like to find him and get him to do some personal artwork for you or some music or shake your hand, go ahead and find him at artbydmh.com. That's ARTBYDMH.com. You can commission him to do personalized artwork for you, or you can buy some of the pieces he already has that exist. The Gycons, the Valscapes, all available to you right now. And he'll also recreate or give you prints or whatever of the all the artwork for this show. If you find something you like, that's cool. So go ahead and contact them at artbydmh.com. That's artbydmh.com. I don't remember the email address off the top of my head, but there's a contact page, so find them there. Our friend Ryan Dirks does all the website stuff for this show. Hey, I owe him a text and an email. I should probably get a hold of him. Blind George wrote me, and he's like, hey, did you contact Ryan yet? No, I have not, Blind George, but thank you. But I will. I should. I'm very, very busy avoiding dying on the road. So go to facebook.com/Ryan Dirks and tell him, hey, Mike owes you a text or an email. Or tell him to contact me. Even better. I'll stop talking about it if he fucking reaches out to me. Why not? Our friend Lily Von Stupp is our great friend, and she is the producer of this show. You can find her all sorts of different places. Go to facebook.com/Lily Von Stupp and find there's a photo of, she put up a photo of something. I don't remember. I thought she was going to put up a photo earlier in the show, but I don't remember what it was of. Maybe she posted a photo. Maybe she did not. I don't know. But go to facebook.com/Lily Von Stupp, become her friend, and look for a photo from this show lurking. If there is one. She may have lied. Follow her at several different Twitter accounts, twitter.com/MNTs, twitter.com/HollywoodBQFest, and twitter.com/Lily Von Stupp. But if you'd like to write her a personal note.
Don't. If you'd like to, just don't.
And find out just how thick the lawn is that she wants you to get off of. You can write her at Lily at burlesque411.com. That's Lily, Lili, at burlesque411.com.
Hey, Billy, guess what I got for Christmas?
What?
Chocolate Legos.
I got a pointy bicycle seat.
I got Ask Gum.
I got Bastard Land.
Ooh, Islamic Play-Doh.
Ho, 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 that's right, kids. The Island of Misfit Toys is spreading Christmas cheer around the world with its new line of products. This year featuring Voodoo Chicken Foot, Hermaphrodite Robot, a Box of Teeth, Hungry Faggot, Corn Phone, Tumor Skis, a grave full of Snickers, Guacamole Pops, a Teddy Bear Carcass, Horn of Nothing, Dead Leaf Bingo, a Pork Chop Maze, Ants in the Scrotum, Scurvy Winks, Felt Logs, My Lisping Pony, Cactus Toss, Maggot Farm, Sew Me a Lunch, X's, O's, and more X's, Cool Whip the Hat, Let's Eat a Dime, Kevin Spacey made out of earwax, Ben Franklin's Hand, and Gay Battleship.
Oh boy, a Tickle Me Dahmer.
I got a Fingerprint Cindy.
I got a lesbian tea set.
Look at this. Vitamins shaped like Asia.
Shh, it's a snoring Nixon.
New products from the Island of Misfit Toys, available at charlieinthebox.com.
Want to remind you folks about the Monday Night Teas every Monday night at the 3 Clubs on Vine at Santa Monica. I apologize if I'm a little shaken here, folks. I had a serious audacity thing just happen to me, and it freaked me the fuck out. And thankfully, Lily was here to yell at me and make me even that much more nervous. That was good. As I tried to fix it or square it away, she's just like, will you stop? I'm trying to figure it out. And I said, well, okay, sorry about
What
that.
is this? Why is that? And I'm like, I don't know. I'm trying to look at it. And you're like, I wanted to turn the radio down so I could see which exit I
Yes,
was at.
but you've known me now for like 7 years or 9 years, and you know that I rev up a bit. And I just thought I literally, because I will tell you this, folks, this show was one take.
Yeah.
I mean, that was like an hour and 50 minutes and I didn't stop once. So there was no edits or anything. So then when I turned it on and it fucking flatlined and it was gone, I thought I lost a 2-hour show. And look, folks, you don't want to lose the Irish pervert. Nobody wants to lose that, right? That's something we need in our lexicon. That's something we need to keep forever.
God, maybe the Irish pervert's in the box.
The Monday Night Tease is available. We'll get to the fucking box. So, the Monday Night Tease is every Monday night at the 3 Clubs on Vine at Santa Monica. It is an amazing show. The best burlesque show in the history of Los Angeles, I'm told, by everybody involved. Plenty of vagina on display. Go and check it out. It's fantastic.
There's vagina on display.
Plenty of, from what I heard. Again, these same people are telling me. Look, the people who told me the address told me there was plenty of vagina on display. So, look, I'll tell you what, folks.
Look that up at Yelp. Is there plenty of vagina on display?
You can believe her, you can believe me, or you can buy a ticket and go check it out for yourself. Yeah, who knows? So go and look and see and see if there's any sort of boob tape or whatever the lady tricks that they use are to keep their stuff in place. Try to guess. Go that. Make it that. Make it boob tape bingo. Go ahead and figure it out. See if a pasty flies out and cracks you in the skull and you get to see a quick glimpse of a nipple before the girl gasps like she saw a mouse and jumps up on a stool and runs backstage. All of that can happen every Monday night at the 3 Clubs on Vine at Santa Monica. I've seen it all happen. I've seen nipples abound. I've seen plenty of vagina at that place. None of this is true, but still, you can go and see all those things and do all. I wanted to ask you this: why not? As long as we're talking, well, first I'll do this. I'll tell you them who you are. That show The three clubs on Vine at Santa Monica, produced by and owned by and put on by and cared for lovingly, nurtured and fed honey and nightshade, just like a moth in Silence of the Lambs. She is our great friend, my great friend, your great friend. Go to facebook.com/Lily Von Stupp to make her your great friend.
I don't have any room.
She is Lily Von Stupp. Hi, Lily.
Hi, Michael.
Spoiler alert. How are you?
I really want to know what's in the box.
We're going to get there, god damn it. Let me ask you this. So we talk about burlesque, and there is a difference in burlesque and stripping, as we all know.
There's a difference in entertainment styles in stripping and burlesque.
Yes.
But that's all.
Well, here's why I ask. Because as I'm out Ubering all over town, I found myself last night on Van Nuys Boulevard, deep in the heart of immigrants, deep in the heart of vice and sleaze. There's adult bookstores, there's pawn shops, but there is one particular venue.
Yeah.
They have a giant neon sign, and in bright purple / blue
they
letters,
do.
it says burlesque.
Oh, they do.
Is that a house of burlesque?
No, it is not.
Whoa, wait a second.
Yeah.
You mean the sign lied?
The sign line.
You mean the movie lied?
Yeah.
Why? Well, all right, so there's a strip joint?
It is.
Okay. Because I like, part of me actually
There's
went,
no floor show there.
really?
No.
Is there a floor?
Yeah.
Is there a show?
Well, maybe.
Then I got news for you. Because it says on there, girls, floor show burlesque. And it's it's not like a handwritten sign.
Oh no! I have a picture of me in front of it.
It's fucking awesome. I mean, it's the best sign ever. It's like one you would want to have for your burlesque venue. It's fucking fantastic. And every time I drive by it, I go, do they have, like, are there actual burlesque shows in there? Or is that just fucking lunch meat show? So, I don't know.
Look it up on Yelp. You tell me.
Okay, well, I'll do that. I want to look up lunch meat show on Yelp. That'll be fun.
Now.
Oh, see? Now we're back to lunch meat show.
I want the box. I have the scissors in my hand. I want to open that package.
Soon. So the Monday Night Teas this week, how did it go?
It was great. It was wonderful. It was fantastic. It's great this week. It's going to be great next week. I'm hosting. It is going to be the first official performance of Boobdini, my new magic character.
Well then. I hope they don't drown in milk jugs.
They do not.
All right. Well, that sounds fantastic. How do you not want to come and see Boobdini, folks?
That's right. That's
When-
right.
when-
Follow her on Twitter.
If Boobdini,
Her tweets start shortly.
is it twitter.com/Boobdini?
It's Boobdini. Boobdini.
How do you like? I will. First of all, I'll tell you this.
The magician.
Boobdini the Magician, folks, and I will tell you this, and I don't feel any shame in sharing this with you. Whenever I go to an Italian restaurant, I always get the Boobdini.
The Boobdini. It's. Do you prefer it with the white sauce or the red sauce?
You know what's funny?
I'm just gonna soft lob that one to you. Let's
Well,
see
I will
what
tell you,
say.
this is truthful. I will be honest with you. Like, the first 28 days of the month, I will enjoy the white sauce. But goddamn, if about 4 or 5 or 6 days a month, I don't want it with the red sauce. I like it either way.
That is truly one of the most disgusting things, and yet I'm laughing.
It's the truth. You can serve me a plate of Boobdini with the white sauce or the red sauce, and I got to tell you what, I am diving in face fucking first. If the chef's okay with it, I'm okay with it. I am completely on board. Twitter.com/Boobdini. The Magician, ladies and gentlemen. And that's coming up next week, you said?
It
Or?
is next week. Boobdini hits the stage.
God damn it, that sounds awesome. All right, so go get tickets for that, folks. All of the tickets for that.
Magic.
Oh, dude, see, look at this. Look at you changing the game.
I'm changing the game, Moth.
Oh, nice.
That was just for you.
Or I'll bet
You're
there's.
changing the game, Moth, soon too.
Yeah, well, we'll get to that. But so go. Tickets available at brownpapertickets.com for all of the Monday Night Teas shows coming up, but especially for Boobdini the Magician. You have to see that, right? So go check that out. All the tickets are available. Go to brownpapertickets.com. Buy tickets. Put in Lily Von Stupp for Monday Night Teas. Go to facebook.com/Monday Night Teas and become a fan of the show or a friend of the page. Yes.
Review us on Yelp. Tell your friends. Buy tickets.
Well, there's more
I have the
things,
box?
but we've got other plugs to do. Do you want to do this now and then we'll get to plugs?
I want the box.
Well, all right, but there's still, I got to set up what it
Finish
is.
the plugs.
No, I'll get to the plugs. I'll
No, finish
No, you little baby. I'll tell everybody what's going on since you're panicking. You've been sitting here. You've been very patient through a one-take show. So, you sure? It's up to you. You call it. I'll finish the plug. Well, are you gonna sit there and be angry, or are you gonna follow along?
Can I do the plugs?
Sure.
Okay. Max has some stuff. Ryan has some stuff. You can give some money. Go to MikeSchmidtComedy.com. Now can I have the box?
Please use our. I'll settle for that. That's
Go
fine.
to Amazon and use the code there.
Yes. But remember, December 14th, I'll be at the Dirty Birdie Story Hour
Mike's gonna be at the Dirty Birdie Story Hour.
telling a story that I still don't know yet which one it's going to be.
Tickets are available.
That's what we want to talk
Gold Star.
about right now. If you go to goldstar.com, you can get a discount tickets,
Yes,
I guess,
Dirty Birdie Story Hour.
for the Dirty Birdie Story Hour, December 14th. That's a Monday night. The show's at 7 o'clock. Come on out and visit me and Lily and Nadia Ginsburg and Lucky Deluxe and all those other fine people who are doing stories. It's going to be great. Nadia's hilarious. I know I'm a fan of Nadia's, so that will be fantastic. Finding out she was there. It's intimidating because now I have to bring it. I was hoping to just come in and just kind of half-ass my way through it. But no, now I actually have an actual story.
One of my friends said, is Mike doing the Dirty Birdie? And I said, yes, he is, and he's going to tear the roof off the place.
Oh, no. That's unfortunate.
And
that
he
you would
goes,
lie.
really? And I go, oh my God. Literally, there will not be a dry seat in the house. There will be laughing and coming all over the place.
Wow. All right. So now what you're saying is I should call in sick and not show up so as not to disappoint people.
You just come, be yourself. You're funny. I look forward to it.
Well, I hope everybody else does
I
too.
like when you story tell. That's
Tickets.
why I've been doing a podcast with you for fucking 25 years. I think.
Indeed. It's been the anniversary's coming up. Well, I think is this Wood? This might be the Wood anniversary. Yeah, get the red sauce ready. It's the Wood anniversary. All right. So you can go to Brown Paper Tickets and get tickets for all that stuff. Go to goldstar.com and find tickets for Dirty Birdie Story Hour. Go to MikeSchmidtComedy.com and go to the Joe Business page and buy all the cool stuff, but especially use the Amazon link during these holiday times. I should have told you to do that for Cyber Monday, but that's a completely made up fucking time and nobody wants to do it. But you can every Monday's a Cyber Monday if you use MikeSchmidtComedy.com's Amazon link. Why not? So buy stuff and give us stuff. That's cool. We like it. We're excited. And now I'll tell you about this bullshit that she can't fucking control herself over. As we were sitting here, all right, remember I told you I got the mail. Remember way back before the Irish pervert and all that other nonsense? I got the mail when I helped our friend Lily come in the door, and there was the mystery envelope, which we all opened here and had a good time. Well, as Lily and I were sitting here waiting and talking, and I was eating some yogurt. What was I eating when you came in? My burrito. I was eating half of a burrito. Oh, dude, there's a burrito jump at my house. That I've talked about it, Hugo's, but I got a breakfast burrito with a little extra egg and mixed veggies. Like they make these fucking awesome. Oh, so good. No meat. I didn't get meat. The protein was all in the eggs. It's delicious. Turning over a new leaf, folks. Things are changing. Not that I'm giving up all meat entirely, but that day I didn't want any. So
well, certainly not Spacey meat.
No. Spacey meat's on the menu all the time, and I am ordering it with the white sauce. So we're sitting here talking, and there was a knock on my door.
Ding
Yeah. And ding dong. Who's at the door? Oh, Mr. Happy Package for you. Ding dong. Squeeze in a little racing here under the gun.
Friends right now that are going, what the fuck is ding dong about? I'm
Ding
like,
dong.
I can't even explain it to you, ding dong.
You don't know ding dong.
Like, I can't ding dong.
Super happy, explosive, funny joke. Ding dong.
Eddie does it too, and it makes me laugh so hard.
It's so ridiculous. I made myself stop because I would do it all the fucking time, especially on the show.
No, we do it in real life.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah. Oh, welcome to my Uber, ding dong. Like I said, it's the modern day rickshaw. Oh, let me bring you where you go. Where you go? Ding dong. Oh, Melrose. Oh, I go to Melrose. Ding dong. Sit back and rough. I put on EDM music. Ding dong, ding 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 dong. It's so awful. Look, we had to get some racism in under the gun.
I don't think that is racist.
I don't think it is either. I think it's silliness.
I think it is simply doorbellist.
Oh, nice. I think it is snack cakeist. Snack cakeist. So, folks. So we're sitting here, and I'm eating my burrito, choking that down so I can do a show with a full stomach. And there's a knock on my door. I open it up, and there's a FedEx dude. Okay. Now, the FedEx dude goes, hi, and he literally scans it. I didn't have to sign, and he just hands me the package, and he runs away. That was my favorite part. Purple shirt and shorts. And he goes, hi, Mike Schmidt. I go, yeah. And he goes, okay, beep. Hands it to me. Bye. And he literally ran. Remember, he sprinted out of here.
Yes.
Okay. Hold tight. So, I did this with the envelope. There's the mystery package. Stop.
That's
You're going to get me.
scissors. That's the scissors. I want to open it.
So he hands me this package. And I'm not expecting anything. I had an Amazon delivery a couple of weeks ago, but usually that doesn't come FedEx. So I grab this and I look at the label, and I will not lie. It was as if there were a ghost in the machine, folks.
I want to be that ghost.
It was so ridiculous when I looked, because I looked at the label, and this package is addressed to Michael and Karen. It has a shipping date of 11/24/15. This has not been kicking around since 2013. You would think it would have, or 2012, or whenever the fuck that shit happened. But it's not even our last name, or her last name. It's Michael ampersand Karen, and that's who it's addressed to. This package, and I stared at it, and Lily's just like, what? Because she didn't know.
And I'm like, what? What is the big deal?
And I'm sure in her mind she's just like, is that ticking? That might be ticking.
Why are you looking at it?
Because I freaked. It was a ghost. It was like literally that weird chill, and your hair stands up, and you're like, what the fuck? It's being revisited by your past life, and so I don't. In the early days when she fucking bailed, I used to get mail all the time. Well, now I don't get a fucking thing at all. But then this shows up and it says Michael and Karen, and I'm like, dude, look at you, you're ripping open the box already. So this is the mystery box. So Lily's like, let me open it. And I go, well, no, let's open it on the air. Let's do that. And I go, well, I don't even know if I want to fucking open it because I don't know what the fuck's in it. And she's like, well, no, it's okay. And the thing is, it's from a person. I don't want to say the name of the person, but it's nobody I've ever known or heard of. It's nobody I met. It's nobody, and it came from Ohio. So it's a mystery package that I don't have any fucking touchstone for, but Lily can't wait to open it, and she's been waiting patiently all show long, literally having it in her hand. She wrote a fucking question mark on it, all this bullshit, and now she's already opened. As I'm holding it, she's cut open one side of the tape with the scissors. So I will do this. Here we go. That's the mystery package. I will now hand it to Lily Von Stupp to open the mystery package.
There's no note on the outside either.
There's nothing.
Delivery.
It says it says to Michael and Karen, and it's got a name on it.
Do you know why I feel like I should be opening this with you?
Why is that?
Because I am your work wife.
Oh, all right, I'll take that.
So I am replacing.
So you
the
kind of
old
count.
wife. I'm your work wife.
All right. Well, that counts. So then you open that. So it should have said to Michael and Lily, but that's fine.
Should we just end the show with a big explosion?
All right. Ooh, hold on. All right, there's papers. You know what? Actually, here, give me this. Hold on. Wait. Hold on. Wait, don't touch anything, Lily. This is actually station 91.7 on your radio. If you want to listen to that in my Uber.
There's candy in this box.
Candy?
There is mint meltaways in this box.
Who the fuck?
Who sends you mint meltaways? Does someone not like you?
First of all, mint meltaways are awesome. Because I like, what I like is Frango mints from...
I'm very disappointed in this package.
I like Frango mints from that used to be from Marshall Fields, but now somebody bought them.
Okay, here's my favorite part about this.
Oh no, dude. So wait, now she's got in her hand the packing slip. So it actually...
slip shows. It is one 8-ounce package of mint meltaway combo.
All right.
Which right away, again, you're mixing your chocolates, so fuck
Well,
that.
no. All that means is some of them are green and some of them are chocolate colored.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what the combo
But
deal
that means
is.
some of them are white chocolate if they're green.
No. It's all chocolate. It's all regular.
It is?
Yeah, it's all mint.
So it is from this person
Uh-huh.
who I looked up on Facebook and cannot find that is a friend of yourself or your ex's.
Yeah, no, it is.
She's not on your friend list.
I've never heard this
Yeah.
person's name. I don't know anything about them.
Message from sender. No message in all caps.
None. Literally, no message in all capital letters from that person. What the hell?
So here's what I
But it
did.
also, wait, it says Mint Meltaways Combo J.O. Am I supposed to jerk off on this box?
I think so, maybe. Here's the best part about this, okay? The former Mrs. 40-year-old boy
Yes.
has not been in this house for 2.5 years.
Yeah, that's easily 2.5.
So this person is such good friends that she is on a first name basis with the two of you, but does not know that you have split up.
No. And also does not include a message. And also, I'll tell you this person is such a good friend of myself and my ex-wife.
Like, well,
Yeah. They've waited 3 years to send us a Christmas gift. Like literally, I've received nothing from this person. I don't know who this. I don't know this name. This is based in Ohio. The address is in Ohio. The name of the person. I don't have a fucking clue. Like not a clue, dude. But for some reason,
Do you know what the most disappointing part about all of this is? I don't like mint meltaways.
You waited all so long.
hours to open up to find out what was in this box because we knew it was candy most likely.
yes.
But to wait 2 hours for it to be mint meltaways, I'm so fucking. Can I just go give this to a homeless shelter? Because fuck a mint meltaway.
Do you want to know the second most disappointing part of this?
What?
I gave up chocolate today. That's not even a joke. Yesterday I had like 3 bars left and I wolfed them down by midnight so I wouldn't fucking eat any more chocolate because it's December 1st. So literally, this is a fucking mint doorstop. That's what this fucking thing is.
Can I regift it to someone?
I guess so. Now I want to, but now I love mint meltaways. I want to eat these motherfuckers. God damn
You
it.
gave up chocolate, and then you got a ghost present.
Yeah, it is. It literally is a ghost present because I've never heard of this person. This person, I don't have any interaction with this. I don't have any fucking clue. That's insane.
Do you want me to see if
This has
your
to be-
ex is still online and I'll tweet her and see if
No,
she wants me to drop them
no.
off?
I don't even want to open that fucking can of worms. No, thank you. Let me ask you this, because I mean this.
Can you just take a picture and I'll send it to her and go, these are
No,
for you?
that's fine. This has to be poison, right? I mean, there's got to be some sort of poison. They've all been injected with some bullshit, right? There's got to be
No,
some.
'cause it's directly from the plant. I mean, this is an actual shipping. I mean, I could call them and they would verify it was sent to you.
It's from Fannie Mae, right?
Yeah, it comes directly from Fannie Mae.
And it was sent just before Thanksgiving.
Yeah. Who the fuck doesn't know that you split up with your ex? 2.5 years
They didn't
later.
They didn't put the name,
Didn't
her
put a
name,
message,
nothing.
nothing.
And I literally, because again, if I had an inkling, but I don't. It's not like every year we would get mint meltaways from somebody. And I don't have a clue, dude.
But I'm like,
Oops,
who,
look out.
who goes through their Christmas list 4 years later? Unless, now I will say this, unless it was directed just to her and was forwarded last year or the year before, but she never acknowledged or let her know that she'd moved out, and so now 2 years later you get a gift.
I don't.
You know.
You know what? I'm done with the detective work on this. All I know is I got a box of candy I probably can't fucking eat, and that there's nothing more infuriating than that. And it's got to be full of poison.
Can we put a note on it that says from your Secret Santa, and we'll put it in front of Lou the Racist Bartender store, and he'll think someone in here likes him.
Why do you want to play tricks on Lou the Racist Bartender? He lit my pilot light this week.
Well, I don't know. Who else can we give it to? Is there anyone in here that has kids that you can give it to?
No, there's like one family has a kid, but he's kind of a.
Dick. Okay.
He can't. He's a boy
Give it
who's.
to your manager. Tell her Merry Christmas and hand it to her.
I'll give it to the postman. I'll put it in the.
Give it back to the FedEx guy.
Here you go, dude. He comes sprinting
Merry
up.
Christmas.
Well, all right. Well, that was the mystery box, and I am
so
fucking astonished.
disappointed. Honestly, I was hoping that it would be filled with an old man in a mask. like anything but mint meltaways. Fuck.
I was hoping it was something Spacey related. I won't lie to you. I thought.
I'm so disappointed. Can I just now? I'm gonna take a picture of it on the floor because it's literally on the floor.
Yeah, we threw
with
it on the floor.
box and the paper.
All right, do it.
Take
that photo.
I should make sure that name doesn't show though.
Yeah, nobody wants that person to because then I know somebody will know them, and this isn't even like I'll see the names of listeners and I'll recognize them. This is not a name that has any sort of recognition or any value at all to me. I don't know the name, I don't know the person, and it's not like this was some fucking tradition where I would constantly get mint meltaways. This is out of the blue. This is out of the goddamn blue. I don't know what the fuck it is, and now I'm starting to think it's some sort of plain Misty for me bullshit. I mean, I'm gonna wind up, someone's gonna eat me or I'm gonna get kidnapped.
I will just email this to you.
Okay. All right, you do that.
You can post it tomorrow.
Yes.
Because if we post it now, it won't make any sense.
Well, I'll post it Thursday once the show goes up. Yeah. All right. So.
I'm so disappointed.
Well, I'm glad we waited. I'm glad you're so excited for what was in
so
the fucking box.
disappointed.
Well, the odds are, because again, you can barely breathe. You have so many allergies. So the odds are you weren't going to be able to eat whatever the fuck was in the box anyway. It could have been a cheesecake or a fruit loaf or whatever the fuck, right?
I dream.
you
I
dreamt.
smelled it and gone, oh, the best chocolate in the world. It smells so good. It's like chocolate and caramel, and it smells like mint death. I hate mint meltaway. I will eat the fuck out of a thin mint, but a mint meltaway, fuck off.
Done. All right. Well, you got rules about mints.
So disappointed.
Sure do got a lot of rules about mint.
So fucking disappointed right now.
It's funny you would say mint death because one time Pardo and I went on the road and we rented a truck. Because we were just like renting, and they're like, "You want to upgrade?" And we're like, "To what?" And we walked to the lot, and we saw this fucking green behemoth, just this fucking. And it's me and him. You know what I mean? We're going to do stand up in like Dayton. I forget where we were, and we saw it, and I go, "Dude, we got to rent Green Death." And he just goes, "Fuck yes, we do. You're goddamn right, we do." And we went and we go, "Can we upgrade to Green Death?" And they're like, "What the fuck is Green Death?" And he's like, "It's the truck." And they're like, "Yeah, sure." So fucking Pardo climbs in. We're fucking driving Green Death all over Ohio. God damn it.
Did he look like
You ever heard the song?
Baby with his hands up?
No, stop that. No, are you kidding me? Green Death makes some sort of adjustment and boosts you up. It does a very fine job.
But he's not a tall guy.
He's a little wee.
Yeah, but I figured in Green Death it just sounds like he climbed in and couldn't see over the steering
But that's why it was so
wheel, tagged
fantastic.
on it.
Yeah, that's why we
awesome.
did it.
That's fucking awesome.
You ever heard the song Four Dead in Ohio? It's about that road trip. Because he couldn't see over the dashboard and he ran over 4 people at an intersection. And Neil Young happened to be going by.
Wait a minute. He ran over them with the car?
Yes.
And they got shot?
Yes.
That is one serious fucking truck.
It's a bad day. And actually the guy, so you had a bad day, he was there, wrote the song. 2 songs were inspired by that tragedy that day.
Oh my Christ, that's horrible.
That's what happens when you rent Green Death.
Okay, all right. I'm back on board with the package.
Good for you.
Good laugh. Somehow. I'm still a little pissed.
I don't blame you. All right, so go buy stuff and do stuff and listen to the show, and we appreciate it. And, I always talk about this show, and I say that it is a 3-headed monster. And that 3-headed monster, of course, is myself and my great friend Lily and my wonderful friend David Hernandez, who is, he's been in my life since 1980, my freshman year in high school. I met him then, and we were friends then, and then we just became stronger friends as we got older, and he's always been a part of my life. It seems always. I mean, I'm 48. He's been around for 35 of those years. And he's been friend. He's been fucking guy to hit me in the head and go, "Hey, straighten up your life." He's been consigliere. He's been everything you could want in a friend. And, I'm close to him. I'm close to his family. And, we've all been touched by tragedy here and there. And as you get older, it's just kind of inevitable. He's been there for me while my mom has been sick. He lost a brother when he was younger. And I told the story on here of having to go to that wake. I've never been funnier in my life than I was at that wake. And it was a tragic event and something I did not want to go to, but because I did not want to go into the room, I stayed in the lobby, and I was revving and funny and doing everything I could to avoid going in and facing the fact that someone I love had lost somebody close to them. Well, now it's upon us again, unfortunately. Dave is my friend. Dave helps me in ways that I can't go into here on the show. I mean, it's not that I can't go into them. It's just that I couldn't possibly put them into words, how helpful and terrific he's been to me. When I've needed money, he's been there for me. When I've needed a place to stay, he's been there for me. The joke in his house is there's a spare bedroom and it's mine. And if ever I were to just show up in the middle of the night or in the day, or if they weren't there, it would not matter. I would be welcome in their house and I could stay as long as I wanted. His wife, Kristen, my godson, Val, his daughter, Ava, they are special to me. I love them. They are my family. I mean, I have brothers, I have my mom, I have everybody, but Dave's my brother. He always has been. And unfortunately this week, Dave suffered a loss. His father passed away, Mr. H, who was also very special to me. His mom and dad were great to me. We would go over and play at the L Dome. We'd play basketball in his driveway, and then his mom would make Mexican food, homemade Mexican food. We'd go in and feast. She'd make it for like 8 fat dudes in the driveway, or 8 big dudes. I'm the fat dude, but we would finish the game and we would go in and we would eat and we would laugh, and Mr. H would tell us stories, and we would just joke around. And whether we were talking about the Bears or we were talking about sports, we were talking about him or talking about his life, he was always there. He was a great father, and not having one myself, I learned what it meant to be a father by watching Mr. H with David and with Lawrence while Lawrence was with us, and by watching Mr. Mills when he was with Jeff. And so those guys were my father figures. And as I've gotten older and my friends have gotten older and have had kids of their own, I can see just how amazing their parents were in the way they treat their own kids. My friend Jeff has his daughter and son, and Mex has Ava and Val. And it's amazing for me to see. And I wish I had had that sort of influence in my life. So I always felt close to Mr. Hernandez. Whenever I would go home, he would walk in and he'd say, "Hey, Mike," and we'd talk the Bears. And "Where are you at? You still doing comedy? You on the road? Where you been? What states?" He took a genuine interest in me as a person. It wasn't like I was just one of his kids' friends. He wanted to know who I was and where I'd been and what I'd been doing, and if I was successful and if I was happy. And it always made me happy to see Mr. H. And unfortunately, he's had a rough go of it these past few years, but he's always been tough, and he fucking made it happen, and he stayed alive, and he did everything he could, and he was a great grandfather to his kids, his grandkids, and he was a great father to David. And he loved Kristen as well. And unfortunately, this week, he after fighting dudes, I mean, and you've heard Dave on the show, we've talked about his dad. We've told stories about his dad's as tough as my mom. You know, they're just, I think his father, he had at least one leg amputated, maybe a second. He's fought with diabetes. He's fought with breathing problems. He was always in and out of the hospital, but he would always fight his way out. And then he'd wind up in a convalescent home, and he'd fight his way out. And he'd find his way to Dave's house. And I've been to Dave's house. Like I said, I consider it my home. And they consider me part of their family as if it is my home anyway. And I go there, and I'll tell you this, there's a giant den where all of the action takes place in his house. It's basically the playroom for the kids when they were small, and now it's the place where everybody hangs out and does their homework. People take meals in there. There's a giant television, and that's where Mex lives. When he's not in the cat house creating, he lives in the den. And he's clearly the patriarch of the family, and everything happens around him in the den, and he will always be there in his recliner, making sure everything is fine in the house. He keeps the temperature at an even keel. Unless his father was there. And then David would get up, and immediately his father would sit in the recliner. And he was the center, and he was the focal point. And it was David's, just being a good son, nobody sits in the recliner except for his father. And he would immediately give Mr. H the chair, and Mr. H would just sit down, and I would always find a special comfort and a kind of a pride in it, because it's just Dave's chair. That's his fucking throne. That's where he operates from. The remotes are in the fucking pockets, and he can get a drink and have a sandwich. You know, he'll sit there with his boy. Val will sit on his lap. They'll watch TV together. They'll play Call of Duty. They'll play NHL. But then when Mr. H was there, David immediately let him sit in the chair. And I always found it to be, it always touched me every time I saw it. So, you know, it's with a heavy heart that we talk about the fact that we've suffered a loss here on the show. You know, we've talked about him, and you've heard about him, and now unfortunately he's gone. But he will live on in the stories we've told, and in stories yet to come that I'm sure David will tell on the show later. Dave, as you know, is an incredible talent, art-wise, music-wise. I love him like a brother, and he can do anything I ask. Well, I reached out to him, and I wasn't going to ask him to do any art this week. I wasn't going to ask him to do any music this week. And I've texted him just to kind of I know how hard this is when something like this happens, and you try to, because he's now the focal point of making sure his mom is okay and the kids are okay and his wife, and he's planning this and organizing that. And it's so hard because you don't get a chance to grieve, and don't get a chance to take care of yourself in the midst of all of it. So I've maintained my distance, and I've sent him texts, and I said, look, man, you need anything, I'm here or there the second you say it. You need to talk. You want to just bitch, you want to cry, you want to yell, you want to tell me anything, just fucking tell me. And in true Dave fashion, the first time I sent it, he just sent back, okay. And then I waited a day, and I actually talked to his wife on the phone, and then I sent another one to him to reach out, telling him the same exact thing, and he sent back, thanks. Because that's who he is. He's not one to show a lot of emotion, and he maintains an even keel. But I know inside he's hurting, and I know inside there's trouble. So I wasn't going to ask him to participate in the show this week. And then he texted me today and said, hey, look, you know, obviously it's crazy here, but if you need artwork, I would love to do it, because it would give me a distraction from all of the emails and the people writing things and the condolences and just trying to hold it together here. He goes, obviously it can't be anything complicated, and you need to let me know when you're recording and when you need it, because obviously Wednesday is 0 hour, because all the services and things are coming up at the end of the week. But he said, I would be happy to do it, and just tell me when you can talk to me and let me know. And I wrote him and I said, whatever you want or need to do, you know you can do it. I mean, I give him as much carte blanche, as much leash as I possibly can. I always want his contributions to the show, and particularly this week, whatever he felt like he needed or wanted to do, I was fine with. And then I wrote him and I said, I'm just planning on using the song Beautiful Boy that we played with your remake of that we played during the episode about my mom beating cancer. I wanted to just use that. It's parental, and of the music I have, I felt it fit better than anything, and so I was going to use that. And he wrote me and he said, well, I've been thinking about that. And when I was in a band, Dave played in some bar bands and stuff. He was in a band called Gigawater, and he would go out and play bars on the south side. He'd play wherever people had him. And it was just a cover band, and they'd play fucking 5 hours. That's why Dave is so good. I mean, he knows anything. You need it, he knows it. And he would sing, he'd play bass, and he would play gigs, and his parents would go to almost all of them. They loved to watch David perform, as do I. But they would, even in their 70s, or they would dance. They would go and have fun in a bar and watch their son play in his band. And the song that meant a lot to his father was a song, and it's Sweet Home Chicago. And that was his father's favorite song that the band played, and he loved to hear Dave sing it. And so it became a staple of the band. They would play it as the final song of the night at 2 a.m. every gig. And his parents, 74 years old, would stay until the end of the gig through all the sets because they loved watching David, but also because they all shared in that song. At 2 a.m, it was closing time, we were done, and he would do that song as a tribute to his father. And his father would stay and listen and smile and laugh and enjoy it every single time. So David wrote me and he said, hey, he told me that, and he said I would probably want to use Sweet Home Chicago. He goes, I'm trying to find a recording of me doing it with the band, but we may just wind up using the Blues Brothers version. And he goes, and in true Dave fashion, he also wrote, and if that song makes you nauseous, I understand that, and that's okay too. And I wrote him and I said, I love this. I'm happy to do it, and anything you want to do in any way you want to handle it, I'm more than happy to go with that route. And I'm still waiting to hear from him. I have not heard back, but I know that we're going to be using some incarnation of that song, whether it's David's version or whether it's the Blues Brothers version or whether David is recording a new version. I don't know what he's doing right now. I'm waiting to hear back from him, and I don't want to rush him, but our recording schedule is as such that we have completed this before I've heard back from him. But I wanted to make sure that I told you that that's why this song is closing the show, and I wanted to reach out and say that that David is so important to what we do here, and I love him, and I loved his father, and I'm sorry that we've lost him, but I know he had an amazing life, and he raised an incredible boy into an unbelievable man who has always been there for me, and like I said, I don't know which version we have here, but I know it's one that will hopefully be special to Mr. Hernandez if he hears it, when he hears it, wherever he might be.
Come on, oh baby, don't you wanna go? Come on, oh baby, don't you wanna go back to that same old place, sweet home, Chicago. Come on, baby, don't you wanna go? Howdy, hey, baby, don't you wanna go back to that same old place, a sweet home, Chicago? Well, what I want is 6 and 2 is 8. Come on, baby, don't you make me lay high. Hey, baby, don't you wanna go back to that same old place, sweet home, Chicago? Come on, baby, don't you wanna go? Oh, come on, baby, don't you wanna go world.